We're back here for game number 2 at Leaf Fund Stadium. Game number 1 was an exciting one. If you're an Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk baseball fan, game 1 opening day was a walk-off win for Illinois Tech, trailing 4-2 going into the 9th inning. A 3-run 9th inning highlighted by a Tyler Gutzfeld 2-run homer to tie it, and then a bloop by Jonah Wilkes that the outfielders lost in the sun, allowing Luke Yaknin to score, who had stolen second base. And Illinois Tech down 4-2 in the 9th, comes back to win on opening day 5-4, making a winner of Alejandro Garcia, who had gone 4 1/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit and 1 run. Garcia was fantastic out of the bullpen for Ed Ziefert's squad. And in Game 2, Illinois Tech will be the visitors. So they will bat first, and this is the lineup that they will send out there in Game 2. Tyler Gutzfeld batting leadoff out in center field. Michael Paxson bats second, plays first. Jack Fryer will move up into the number 3 hole, playing short. Jonah Wilkes, the DH, batting cleanup. The catcher will be Philip Bentz, batting 5th. Mason Kim will hit 6th and play 3rd base. Timmy Old out in right field, batting 7th. Matt Bovey will bat 8th, play 2nd. And Josh Minami will bat 9th and play left field against the lefty, Toby Turnquist. Going to pitch upstairs to Tyler Gutzfeld, and the count is 3-1 here on Tyler. So Turnquist on the season, making his 2nd start of the season. Gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, in 5 innings in his first appearance. He skies this one high to shallow center. Daniel Lummis, who was the catcher in Game 1, playing center field in Game 2, comes in, makes the catch, 1 away here in the first. So Turnquist in that first game, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. Walked 2, struck out 4. Monmouth 1-2 so far through 3 games. Turnquist last season 3-5, an ERA of 6.7, 12 games, 9 starts, 76 hits allowed in 51 2/3 innings. He struck out 36, walked 17. So good control, give up a lot of hits. See how he does here in Game 2 against the Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech 1-0 so far in the 2025 season. Here's Michael Paxson. Paxson 0 for 4 in Game 1. He was hit by a pitch and struck out. One ball, no strikes here on Paxson. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 on the 6'2", 210-pound senior wearing number 99. Simi Valley, California product, digging in. Out of the number 2 spot. Pitch called a strike, 1-2 here on Pax. Last year, Paxson 374 for Illinois Tech, 15 home runs, 44 knocked in. Led the team in home runs, was 3rd in runs knocked in with those 44. He's got an even count here, 2-2. And the off-speed pitch swings over the top of it. First strikeout here for Turnquist, 2 away in the first inning. Paxson now 0 for 5 here in this doubleheader. Now Jack Fryer. Jack batted 5th in Game 1, was 1 for 4, hit a triple in the 2nd inning over the head of the left fielder, Clayton Makovic. Hit 199 a year ago as a freshman, led the team in walks. Oh, patient hitter up there. It was a clean game defensively for Illinois Tech in Game 1. They didn't commit any errors. It was the defense that came back to hurt Monmouth in the 9th inning. They made 2 errors and then losing that ball in the outfield, allowing the winning run to score. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch here to Fryer. Missing down and away. 2-1. Not much wind to speak of here in Game 2. It was blowing out a little bit harder for Game 1, but as the game wore on, that wind died down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jonah Wilkes in the on-deck circle. Turnquist, the senior out of Monmouth, Illinois. The 2-2, just getting a piece of it as Fryer to foul it back. 6'4", 225-pound lefty. You can see that sun is going to be a problem here for about the next 2 innings, as it's setting right behind us. Long shadows out there in the field, so those low line drives are going to be tough, especially out in right field. I'm watching Jacob Blunk out there, shielding his eyes already. 2-2 to Fryer. Up and away, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top 1. Illinois Tech walking off game 1, looking to sweep the doubleheader. The 3-2 now to Jack Fryer. Foul back, 3-2. Good at bat by Jack here in the first inning. Try to run that pitch count up a little bit. Turnquist was at 10 pitches prior to this at bat to Jack. This will be pitch number 8 to Fryer. It's ball 4. Good at bat by Fryer here with 2 outs in the first inning. He'll draw a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Jonah Wilkes. Scarlet Hawks, a team that likes to run. He stole 3 bases in game 1. Last year, Fryer had 11 steals and 13 attempts. We'll see if he takes off here in the first. For Jonah Wilkes, Jonah 1 for 4 in game 1. Had a sac fly in the 3rd inning, driving in the first Illinois Tech run, and then hit the pop-up to center that landed between the center fielder, the left fielder, and the shortstop. So we had the first RBI of the game and the last RBI of the game for Illinois Tech. It's 1-0 here on Wilkes. Hits it hard out to left center field. That'll split the gap. Fryer hits second. He will make the turn at third. Fryer will coast in from third, and it's a 2-out RBI double for Jonah Wilkes. And the Scarlet Hawks are up 1-0. I gotta tell you, Jack Fryer is an excitable kid out there. He is pumped after he hit the triple in game 1. He was yelling and pumping his fist and doing the same thing here after scoring the first run of the game. Tech jumps out in front. The only time Illinois Tech led in game 1 was when the game was over. They trailed all afternoon, scored 3 in the 9th. They take the lead here in the first. Now Philip Bentz getting his first at-bat of the year. Bentz, the freshman from Rapid City, South Dakota, the western border of South Dakota. His first collegiate at bat will come with a runner at second. He hits it to third underneath the glove of Alex Dye and moving up 90 feet. And the run will come in here to score. The throw not in time as the left fielder Makovic bobbles it. Bentz goes down to second. And that'll be a run on the E7 out there, allowing Wilkes to score. So 2 runs here in the first for the Scarlet Hawks. Philip Bentz, 1 for 1 in his collegiate career with a base hit to left. He's now at second base after the E7, and now Mason Kim with a chance to do some damage. Kim 0 for 1 came in as a defensive replacement and grounded out to third in game 1. Swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 on Kim. Mason the senior from Culver City, California. He's got the freshman Philip Bentz at second base with 2 outs. 0-1 to Mason. Down for a ball, 1-1. If Kim reaches, Timmy Old would hit next. Lefty on righty. Breaking ball. That was a big, bendy breaking ball that Turnquist drops in for a strike. 1-2. 1-2. Turnquist checks the runner at second, now comes home, and that one breaks down and in, 2-2. Couple of runs here with 2 outs, something Illinois Tech did not do well in game 1, was driving runs with 2 outs. They've picked up 2 here already in game 2. Do the 2-2 pitch. Turnquist to Kim. Fisted foul, stays 2-2. Long first inning here for Turnquist. Got the first 2 batters with relative ease, Gutsfeld and Paxson. But then he walked Fryer on an 8-pitch at bat. Jonah Wilkes doubled the left. Philip Bentz with a single, and now a lengthy at bat here for Mason Kim. Turnquist approaching 30 pitches here already in the first. Fastball up and away, 3-2. Mason with a little bit of pop in his bat, hit a couple of home runs last season, drove in 18. Had 18 RBI and just 57 at bats, so very productive at bats from Mason when he had an opportunity to hit. Has an opportunity here with a runner at second, 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch from Turnquist. Mason punches it foul off to the right. The Illinois Tech bench absolutely loving that foul ball from Mason Kim, loud down here to our left. Another payoff pitch. Bentz takes the lead. Upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the inning by Turnquist. The inning's not over. Kim goes down to first, and that'll bring up Timmy Old. Old hit 179 last season, was 12 for 67. Had 3 doubles, drove in 13 runs. Gets the start here in game 2 out in right field as Bentz at second, Kim at first, 2 away. First pitch fastball upstairs and away. A lot of these fastballs from Turnquist missing up and away. One 0 to Old. Drops that one in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one stays up and away. 2-1 to Timmy Old, the senior out of Columbus, Ohio. 5'11", 175 senior. A 2 on 2 outs here in the first inning. Illinois Tech already with 2 in. Old pops it foul. Count goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top first. Scarlet Hawks already with 2 runs in here. Illinois Tech has scored 5 runs in their last inning of play. Looking for more here. The 2-2 to Old. Timmy swings at the fastball off the outside corner. And Turnquist gets out of the inning. But Illinois Tech scores a pair. Half an inning in the books. Tech 2, Monmouth coming up. Back here, bottom of the first, Illinois Tech staking freshman Carson Weiss to a 2-0 lead. Weiss, 6'2", 180 pounds, out of San Diego, California, making his collegiate debut here this afternoon. And this is the lineup he will face for the Monmouth Fighting Scots. Batting leadoff and playing center field here in Game 2 is Daniel Lummis. He was the catcher in Game 1 as Weiss pumps the first pitch over for a strike. Nate Reed will bat second, play first. Clayton Makovic will bat third and play left field. That ball is hit out to left center field, and the line drive catch is made by Josh Manami. One away here in the first. Raul Guillermo will bat fourth and play DH. Alex Dye bats fifth, plays third. Aiden Parkins will hit sixth and play second base. Jacob Blunk out in right field batting seventh. Zach Almagar will do the catching and bat eighth. And then Aiden Scott will bat ninth and play shortstop against Carson Weiss. This is Nate Reed. Reed was 1 for 3 with a double in Game 1. The 1-0. Fastball missing away. 2 balls, no strikes. Defensively for Illinois Tech here in Game 2, Mason Kim at third, Jack Fryer at short, Matt Bovey at second, Michael Paxson at first, Josh Manami in left, Tyler Gutsfield in center, Timmy Old out in right, and Philip Bentz will do the catching. So an all-freshman battery for Illinois Tech here in Game 2. 3-0 fastball in there for a strike, 3-1. Illinois Tech wearing their black and whites. There's another fastball pumped in by Weiss, 3-2. Both teams feature a lot of red in their jerseys, so Monmouth going with the red tops, Illinois Tech going with the black tops here today. 3-2 misses away, so Reed will draw a 1-out walk in the first inning. That'll be the left fielder, Clayton Makovic. Makovic was the big bat for Monmouth in Game 1, 2 for 4 with a double and a couple of runs knocked in. He'll come up here with a runner at first and 1 out. First pitch fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Luigi Guerrero calling the balls and strikes. Kevin Worth now standing behind Weiss on the mound. Breaking ball misses, 1-1. Illinois Tech offense was quiet for about 8 innings in Game 1. 2-run homer for Tyler Gutsfeld would tie it. Illinois Tech would walk it off on a bloop single by the designated hitter Jonah Wilkes, and then they added 2 more in the top of the first here in Game 2. So quiet for 8, loud for the last 2, and it's 1-2 here on Makovic. 1-2 slice to right, Timmy Old. That's the Sun field, but he seems to have a beat on it. He does. Timmy makes the catch. 2 away here in the first. Now the designated hitter, Raul Guillermo. Guillermo 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch in Game 1. Led Monmouth in home runs and RBI last year. 7 home runs, drove in 33, was the big power bat for the Fighting Scots. Comes up with 2 outs and 1 on. First pitch breaking ball misses for a ball, 1-0. Weiss deals, it's chopped foul by Guillermo, 1-1. Manager Ed Ziefert doubles as a ball boy. He comes over and grabs the baseball. Got to multitask at this level. 1-1 on Guillermo. Hit to the right and out of play. It's 1-2. Carson Weiss, one pitch away from pitching a scoreless first inning here in his collegiate debut. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Guillermo. Weiss deals. Hit hard to left. Get down for a base hit. Cut off there by Minami, and that only allows Reed to move up 90 feet. Good defense out in left field by Josh Minami, but now 2 outs and 2 on for Alex Dye, the third baseman. Dye, the junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in game 1. Illinois Tech pitching struck out 10 in game 1, 7 by the starter Cameron Bracewell, 3 from Alejandro Garcia, who ended up picking up the win. Garcia was fantastic in relief in game 1. 4 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. He walked 1, struck out 3, and really gives Ed Ziefert some flexibility here in game 2, only using 1 reliever in game 1. Dies down in the count, 0-1. It'll be Aiden Parkin, the second baseman, if Dye reaches. Foul tipped into the mitt, held on to by Bentz, 0-2. Again, see if he can get this last strike. He was 1-2 on Guillermo before giving up the base hit. He's gone 0-2 here on Dye. Weiss fires, blocked in the dirt by Bentz. Keeps both runners right where they are, and it's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weiss fires, called, strike 3 at the knees. There's the first strikeout for Carson Weiss, and Monmouth will strand a couple of runners here in the first. 1 hit, 2 left on. We're through an inning. Illinois Tech up 2-0. Back here, top of inning 2, Illinois Tech with a 2-0 lead. And for game 2, I'm joined by a voice that is familiar to those of you watching. Eric Willowite will join me in the booth here for presumably the rest of game 2. We'll see how things go.
That is correct, unless the stat keeping gets out of hand, and then I'll have to bow out and make sure.
Yeah, I talked about multitasking last inning with Coach Ziefert being both manager and ball boy. You are my color analyst, you're keeping stats, and you're managing the stream.
That's right. Managing the stream, the score bug, the manual score bug, and the stats for live stats.
So if anything goes wrong, you can just blame Eric.
Pretty much.
That's fine. So it'll be Matthew Bovey leading things off here in the second for the Scarlet Hawks. Bovey, Minami, and Gutsfeld here against Toby Turnquist. 2 runs in that first inning for Illinois Tech. There's a pitch on the outside corner called a strike to Bovey. Matt 0 for 2, walked a couple of times in game 1. This feels like the perfect type of situation for Bovey in that batting eye, getting to lead off an inning. He takes that pitch up and away, 2-2. Very good eye for Matt. Was second on the team last year in walks.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of good on-base percentage, guys. Like you talked about earlier in that first game, maybe not having the best average.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you get on base as long as you get on base, and it looks like Bovey's going to get on base right here with an infield single. Yeah, I mean, you hear all the time a walk is as good as a hit, and in this instance, a hit is as good as a hit. But
yes,
yeah, Bovey, he hit about 240 last year, but an on-base percentage approaching 400, and you do that by drawing a lot of walks. So I'll bring up Josh Minami. Josh had a good first game for Illinois Tech. Went 1 for 4, had an RBI in the 6th inning, bringing the Scarlet Hawks within a run at the time. Bovey down at first. It's a Scarlet Hawks team that will do a lot of running. Bovey last year 11 steals and 13 attempts.
Minami also had a good game out in the field.
Yep.
You can see, especially closing gaps, keeping runners to single bases, really highlighted some of the features of his game and why he's starting out in left field this season.
We saw it in game 1. We saw it in the first inning, Eric, as Guillermo had that line drive to left, and Minami was able to get over there and cut it off and keep Nate Reed at second base, and ultimately it ended in a strikeout. But things may be different if you've got first and third versus first and second.
Right.
2-0 on Minami. Tailor-made ground ball for 6, and not in time. The runner dropped the ball. Yeah, they're going to say lost it on the transition. So Minami will reach on a fielder's choice, and Bovey is out 4-6 on that fielder's choice. A little slow developing. It looked like Josh may have beat that out either way, but Minami will replace Bovey at first now with 1 out, and now it's Gutsfeld. And told you before the second game started, the way the first game ended, Eric, I'm expecting fireworks all season long from Illinois Tech now. Is the walk-off win in game 1 highlighted by this guy right here at his first home run of the season after hitting 12 a year ago. Gutsfeld went 3 for 5 in game 1 and really just picked up right where he left off last season as he hit over 370 a year ago.
Yeah, this team has some penchant for dramatics, and they definitely showed that. First game out of the box.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Let's win one.
And trailing all afternoon long, and home run by Gutsfeld, the bloop by Jonah Wilkes, and Tech walked it off with 3 in the bottom of the 9th. They jumped out here early. Minami back in safely. Lefty on lefty here, Gutsfeld and Turnquist. Tyler's up in the count 2-0 with Michael Paxson in the on-deck circle. And Michael wants to get on track here a little bit as it looks like Minami's going to be picked off the throw down, and he didn't even slide as he's just thrown out on the 1-3-6 caught stealing down at first base. And I mean, he did the right thing. You're taught when you get picked off like that to just, they're going to call a balk, I think, Eric. Yeah, they called a balk.
Okay.
Minami's down at second base. That's why he didn't slide.
That'll do it.
He didn't have to slide.
No, he didn't.
It's 2-0 on Gutsfeld. Just to finish my thought, Pax wants to get up there and an opportunity to drive in some runs. Game 1, he struggled a bit 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, or in Game 2. So, he's looking to pick up that first knock of the year. He had a monster season a year ago. Minami's at second with 1 out.
I have 2-1. Board has 2-0.
I think it is 2-0.
Okay.
We'll find out after this pitch.
Yes, we will.
That misses away. Yep, 3-0. Home plate umpire Luigi Guerrero turned around and signaled 3-0 at us. I don't know that he could even see us with the sun, but
maybe he can hear us, though.
Yeah, certainly came back and let us know is it called a strike. I thought that was ball 4. I thought that was pretty clearly ball 4, but called a strike. So 3-1 now on Gutsfeld.
Well, an umpire with good hearing.
Yeah. Turnquist goes a little bit further outside that time. Still called a strike. Now 3-2. So 3-0 to 3-2. See what Turnquist comes up with here on this payoff pitch to Gutsfeld. Goes a little further outside, and that one called a ball. So ball 4, third walk of the game issued by Turnquist, and that'll put 2 on with 1 out for Michael Paxton. Pax last season at about 375, hit 15 home runs, drove in 44. A trio of power hitters in that Illinois Tech lineup last season, Eric, when you added Connor Blake in there. And got to find some offense from some other sources this year, but it's got to be nice to know you're coming back with Gutsfeld and Paxton as the 1-2 in your lineup here this year.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the lineup. And I had a chance to interview Coach Seifert on Thursday, and that was one of the things was, you're going to have to replace some of those bats in the lineup, especially Connor Blake, who, as you mentioned, is now one of the assistant coaches. He's over at first base now, but yeah, they're going to have to find some different ways to score. Speed is always an element of the game, but looking to generate offense and looking to find what bats will, pick it up.
Right, yeah. I mean, and with this Illinois Tech team, it might be a little bit less about the power without Connor Blake out there, and maybe a little bit more batting eye and speed. As here's a throw into center field, and both runners are going to have to hold here as Minami went head first into second base and wasn't able to get himself to his feet. But they've got the bats that can do that, right? We talked about Jack Fryer and Matt Bovey and the fact that those two guys led the team in walks last season.
Right.
I know Coach Seifert is expecting some big things out of the sophomore Jack Fryer this year at short offensively that he didn't really provide a year ago. So maybe you do it a little differently. Maybe, not so much station to station, but you don't rely quite as much on the home run with this year's team.
Yeah, he loves Jack's glove at short, but you're right. He's looking for him to go to the next level with the bat.
Ooh, that's called a strike. Down and in, 1-2.
That was rough.
That's a tough pitch.
Yeah.
And that is the next step for Jack, right? I mean,
right.
You knew you were going to get solid defense out of him at short. He gave you a good batting eye. Now it's just more consistent contact from the sophomore. He actually stands in the on-deck circle. Another throw into second, and they're going to call Minami out at second. So he does eventually get picked off as Aiden Scott jumps in behind him. So 2 outs now, and down at first is Gutsfeld. Minami was living dangerously that entire time on the base paths. 1-2 to Paxton. Missing away, 2-2. Tyler will run. He had 18 steals last year in 21 attempts, but you almost don't want him to here and potentially take the bat out of Paxton's hands. 2-2 slashed foul. He's going to end up in that pond over there. Yeah. Fouled it off into the pond. It's a souvenir for a duck.
Don't make those geese angry over there. We don't want that.
No. We don't want to deal with angry geese. Geese are mean, man.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes here on Michael Paxton. Tyler Gutsfeld over at first. 2 outs in the second. 2-0. Illinois Tech with the lead. There goes Gutsfeld. The pitch is upstairs, and Tyler will have his second stolen base in as many games. He's now down at second base with now a 3-2 count on Paxton. Payoff pitch. Down and in, ball 4. That is the 4th walk issued here by Turnquist this afternoon. And this is somebody, Eric, who didn't walk very many batters last year. Just 17 walks and 52 innings of work. So Control eluding him a little bit here this afternoon as he's now walked 4 in an inning and 2/3, and he'll have to deal with Jack Fryer. And these are the at-bats I think that Coach Seifert is really looking for Jack to come through, right? He's got an RBI opportunity here. Stuck him in that 3-hole, and it doesn't look like this time as he pops it up to shallow right. Maybe that ball lands just like in Game 1, and Fryer into second base safely with a double. I spoke a little too soon, Eric. Just like the end of Game 1, Monmouth loses the ball in the sun, and that's going to go into the books as an RBI double for Jack Fryer, scoring Gutsfeld, moving Paxson to third, and it's 3-0.
It's not how hard you hit them, it's where you hit them.
Yeah, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
That's right.
And so far through 2 games this year, Jack Fryer with a double and a triple. And now Jonah Wilkes, who lined an RBI double to left his first time up, comes up with 2 in scoring position and 2 out here in the second inning. First pitch is grounded back to short. Aiden Scott across his body, low throw, nice pick over there by Nate Reed to retire the Scarlet Hawks here in the top of the second. But they add another run on another sun-aided fly ball. We go to the bottom of the second. Scarlet Hawks up 3-0. Back here, bottom 2, Carson Weiss, the freshman, looked good in his first inning, Eric. Struck out a batter, gave up a hit, and it's got to feel pretty good when before you even take the mound for your first collegiate start, to be given a 2-0 lead. Now it's 3-0, so pressure's not quite as much on him. He can relax a little bit when he goes out there and just throw the ball.
Yeah, he had a little drama in that first inning, but as you mentioned, he was able to rebound and get out of that inning scoreless.
He threw 20 pitches in that first. Pitch number 21 to Aiden Parkins here in the second is a fastball strike on the outside corner. Parkins, the second baseman today, 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts in Game 1. Grounded right back off the glove of Weiss. That finds its way over to Bovee for the 1-4-3 putout starting the second inning. So hit hard, but Matt was played perfectly and retires Parkins on the ground out, 1 away in the second.
Get an assist in the book there. So.
Yeah, you love it. You get a strikeout and an assist. You get to hear it tick the glove. Yes. Thankfully, it didn't shoot to one side or the other.
No.
Here's Jacob Blunk, takes a big cut at the first pitch, comes up empty. 0-1 Blunk, sophomore from Forsyth. 5'9", 170-pound sophomore, digs in an 0-1 count. He's hit hard to left and get down for a base hit on that spongy turf out there in left. One hopped by Manami. Second hit of the game for Monmouth is a 1-out single for Jacob Blunk.
Yeah, let's see how, now again, as you mentioned, the Hawks had to go late before they actually took the lead, and it was a walk-off variety, but now the Hawks have flipped the script a little bit with Monmouth. Let's see how they respond.
The catcher here for Game 2 is Zach Almagar. Freshman out of Monmouth. It's up in the count 1-0. Weiss checks over at first. And the 1-0. Fastball yanked outside, 2-0. Illinois Tech coming off a very successful 2024 campaign, 24-18 last season. Going to build on that this year. 2-0 down and in, 3-0. Number 8 hitter Almagar, and then Aiden Scott, the number 9 man, due up next. 3 balls, no strikes. Fastball misses in, so he walks Almagar on 4 pitches. Second walk from Weiss, and that'll put 2 on with 1 out here in the second inning for Aiden Scott, the shortstop. Scott went 1 for 4 with a double and a couple of strikeouts in game 1. He's now 2 for 11 in the early going this season. Monmouth, this is their 4th game. He split a couple of games last weekend as Scott golfs it off to the right out of play. Nothing in 1 here on Aiden Scott. Junior from Carrollton, Texas. Big, tall, lean shortstop, 6'1", 175. Takes the 0-1 pitch right in there for a strike, nothing in 2. Back to the top of the order, and Daniel Lummis after this. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom 2. Weiss checks the runner at second, comes home with the 0-2. Right there, called strike 3, fastball at the knees. Eric, looked like he froze Scott a little bit with that fastball.
Yeah, he did in that scenario there, and what I liked about it is we're learning about these freshman players.
Right.
And so, like, the demeanor on the mound. You have animated players out there. Not really seeing that from Weiss, though. He looks very under control out there and kind of expected that outcome.
And I like that, you know, you see a lot of times on those 0-2 pitches, you see a pitcher kind of waste a pitch.
Yeah.
He just came right after him. Fastball right at the knees. Back to the top of the order. It's the second strikeout for Weiss. Couple of walks, couple of hits. Looking to get through 2 scoreless, but has to deal with the leadoff hitter here. Lummis flew out to left in the bottom of the first. He's up in the count here, 2-0.
You mentioned it's a freshman battery as well, so, you know, kind of a good way for both of them to learn about each other, and probably caught a lot of each other during practice.
Presumably going to catch a lot of each other over the next handful of years, too. So why not get started right away as that ball's lofted out of play by Lummis, 2-1.
Yeah, doubleheaders allow you that ability to put in multiple catchers. Obviously, if you got a catcher who's going both games of a doubleheader, that's an Iron Man.
Hey, Illinois Tech, of course, last year they lost David Cooper as this is grounded to third, played there by Kim, and he is able to tag out Jacob Blunk as he runs past him, and that will retire the side here in the second. So another scoreless inning by Carson Weiss. We're through 2. Scarlet Hawks up 3-0. Top of the third here in Wheaton, Leaf Fund Stadium. Illinois Tech and Monmouth playing a doubleheader. Game one, Illinois Tech was the home team. They won this. They won that one, walking it off in the bottom of the ninth, 5-4. Here the road team, and they are up 3-0 as we go to the third. Music. Bentz pops it out to shallow right field. Blunk over, and he's able to make the catch for the first out here in the third inning. And ball hit almost the same exact spot that Jack Fryer picked up his RBI double, but this time Blanca able to get over there and make the catch in time. One away here in the third. Mason Kim now. Kim walked back in the first. First pitch to Mason is fastball called a strike, 0-1. A wide strike zone here in game two. Been wide for both sides though, so that's all right. The 0-1. Turnquist took a little off that. Kim swings over the top of it. Mason quickly down here in the count, 0-2. Turnquist so far 2 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 4 and struck out a pair. The 0-2 to Mason. Got him on 3 pitches, so third strikeout of the game for Turnquist, and just shaping up to be his best inning of the game so far. He retired Tyler Gutsfeld, Michael Paxson to get things started in the first, but walk, double, single, walk, scored a couple of runs, and then in the second, single, fielder's choice, walk, walk, double. He's retired the last 3, looking to get Timmy Old and set Illinois Tech down in order here, top 3. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Scarlet Hawks, 0-2 for Monmouth. First pitch to Old is inside for a ball, 1-0. Oh yeah, and that sun just now starting to dip behind some of the houses here behind us in Wheaton, and you can immediately feel it cool down a little bit. Outside for a ball, 2-0.
Not only that, the shadow's on the mound.
Uh-oh. What are we going to do about that, Eric? You got to be careful.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle that these players can work through it. Old grounds it foul, 2-1 here on Timmy. But just to your point, yes, that ball, shadow into sun, back into shadow, back before it reaches Timmy, can make it hard to pick up the spin on the baseball sometimes. Old's got a 2-1 count here on him. Up and in, 3-1. If Old reaches, Matt Bovee would hit next. Turnquist, 57 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. The 3-1. Old pops it up on the infield. Over for it is Alex Dye in foul territory. He makes the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 third inning for Toby Turnquist. 2.5 done. Illinois Tech 3, Fighting Scots 0. Back here, bottom of the third inning, 3-0, Illinois Tech with the lead. My name is Aaron Schellen. I got Eric Willowhite here with me for Game 2. An exciting Game 1. Illinois Tech walked it off, trailed the entirety of Game 1. They were down 1-0, 3-1, and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth as Nate Reed goes inside out down the left field line. He will hit second, make the turn, and he will hold up there. So Nate Reed goes golfing there a little bit, Eric. Lines it down the left field line. It's a leadoff double for Monmouth here in the third.
Yeah, as you said, inside out, but perfectly placed, and then the ball tailing away from Minami and going into that corner, allowing Reed to roll into second base easily with thoughts of going to third, but he withheld.
It was a big turn over there at second base.
Right.
Here's Makovic now. Makovic flew out to right in the first. Reed now 1 for 1 today, 2 for 4 in the series. There's a couple of doubles today.
Can I just say I'm glad you're doing the play-by-play because apparently I have no voice and I didn't broadcast yesterday, but I was doing PA for 2 lacrosse games in, let's just say, frigid temps.
Yeah, sub-freezing temperatures, yes. Fastball missing away to Makovic, 2-0. Well, that can do a lot to your voice.
Yeah.
And it's not just the length, it's the conditions in which you are broadcasting the game.
The conditions for sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit warmer today. It was about 36 degrees at first pitch here for Game 2, but that's not much better. Makovic pops the 2-0 pitch up onto the right side. Bovey out under the outfield grass. Matt able to make the catch over the shoulder for the catch, 1 away here in the third inning. And again, we're only 11 innings into the season here for the Scarlet Hawks, Eric, but they look pretty clean defensively so far. They are making the right plays. The sun hasn't been as big an issue for them, and so far so good through a game and a third roughly.
Yeah, I mean, pitching and defense, that is what Coach Z kind of thought would be the things that stand out early while the offense is finding its bearings, and so far so good. I think we got our answer with the lights. You might have already mentioned that, but
I asked you that in between games. I was hoping we'd see some lights. Otherwise, it would get very difficult to play this game in about 40 minutes or so?
Yes.
So the sun has now dipped behind the houses behind us. It's 0-2 quickly on Raul Guillermo, who lined a base hit to left his first time up. All turf field. Perfect type of field for the north.
Yes.
You don't need the all-turf fields if you're down in Florida or Texas, but Guillermo launches it to left. Minami is short of the track. Now back to his left, and that ball will bounce up off the wall. The runner will come in from third. The throw into third is not in time as Raul Guillermo will pick up an RBI triple. And that will drive in the first run of the game for Monmouth. And really, Eric, that's the first time we've seen a bit of a hiccup defensively from Illinois Tech here through a game and a half. And gets Monmouth on the board. It's 3-1.
Yeah, and, I mean, the wind isn't blowing terribly, but as you mentioned earlier, it had been blowing out most of the game, and that one kind of turned Josh sort of inside out there and allowing Monmouth to get a run on the board, and they only trail by 1.
Here's Alex Dye. The runner at third with 1 out. Pitch up and away. We were talking about turf fields. You see a lot of turf fields up here because of the weather. You won't see a lot of turf fields down south because of the temperature.
Right.
I was doing some games last August down in Texas, and they had a turf field down in Cleburne, Texas. They had a turf field down there, and I took the temperature down on the field, and it was about 112 degrees at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon down on the field. It was pretty miserable.
I was just trying to, and I don't think it was an AstroTurf field back then, but when the Astros, the Colt 45s, were playing before the Astrodome.
Okay. Where they, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's gets hot down
in
there,
Houston,
man.
yeah.
It gets hot down there. 1-1 here on Dye. Dye hits it hard to third. Kim bobbles it, picks it up. Hard throw to first, and safe at first is Alex Dye on the E5. Guillermo will come in to score, and just like that, 2 runs are in for Monmouth. It's 3-2.
Yeah, so the Hawks defense letting him down a little bit here and letting Weiss down here in this 3rd inning.
Yeah, the freshman Carson Weiss had stranded a couple of runners in those first 2, gave up a couple of hits, a couple of walks. Was able to get out of it with a couple of strikeouts, but Monmouth has struck for a couple here in the 3rd. And this is Aiden Parkins. Parkins grounded out to the second baseman, Bovey, after the ball had deflected off the glove of Weiss, leading off the second. Now dies at first with 1 out. Fastball down. 2-1. Double and a triple this inning. Reed's double was an inside-out swing down the left field line. Guillermo's triple was lost in the sky by the left fielder Minami. So,
yeah, that one hung up there for a while.
Yeah, these weren't screaming line drives in the gap off of Weiss, but they count just the same. So 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Illinois Tech. 2-4-0 for Monmouth here in the 3rd inning, and a 2-1 count on Parkins. Fastball right there, 2-2.
Yeah, the Hawks were beneficiaries of that.
Both in game 1 and game 2.
Right.
And in the 9th inning, the walk-off hit, and then here in the first or 2nd inning of this game, Jack Fryer with the fly ball to right. 2-2, throw to first. In game 1, Jonah Wilkes hit just a little bloop out to center field, and center fielder, left fielder, shortstop all lost it in the sun, and it allowed Luke Yaknin to come in from second and give Illinois Tech the win in the bottom of the 9th. It's ground ball to Kim again. The nice high hop to Kim goes to second. No play at first, but Kim retires the lead man, so Parkin replaces Dye down at first base. 2 away for Jacob Blunk. You like it when the very next ball gets hit to the same player and gives him a chance to sort of redeem himself, so to speak. And Kim did a nice job playing that shoulder high hop. 2 outs now for Blunk. Blunk singled to left his first time up. Fastball away. One ball, no strikes. 2 outs here, bottom 3. Illinois Tech looking to start their 2025 season 2-0. Blunk off the handle, 1-1.
Yeah, they had a tough start of it last year. I think they started the season 3-9, 3-12, and they were able to turn that around, obviously, especially when they got into conference play. But non-conference schedule gave them some trouble last year. So,
and I would think it would against teams from the north, because you're playing a lot of teams typically from the south who have been playing baseball since January. You know, they've been able to, to get outside and actually play on field, and you see that a lot with non-conference schedules. And that's, ultimately all that really matters is the conference schedule and how well you play in conference play.
Right.
You use that non-conference schedule to figure out what you have with your young players and what those rotations are going to look like, as Blunk just gets a piece of it to stay alive at 1-2.
And that's why that Florida trip for the team is always important every year. They're going to be coming up on that the 15th through the 19th. I think they get 5 games in during that stretch there, good, including a doubleheader on that Sunday.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. 3rd strikeout of the game for Carson Weiss will retire Monmouth here in the 3rd inning. But the Fighting Scots pick up a couple. We're a third of the way through this one. Illinois Tech's up 3-2. Back here, top of the fourth, and what's a tight game all of a sudden, 3-2. Illinois Tech with the lead. Scarlet Hawks were up 3-0 through 2. Monmouth played it a couple in their half of the third. We go to the fourth. Toby Turnquist has retired 4 in a row, and he'll face Matt Bovey, Josh Minami, and Tyler Gutsfeld, 8-9-1 for Illinois Tech here in the fourth. First pitch to Bovey is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Turnquist has done a nice job of settling down after those first couple innings there.
Yeah, it could have gotten bad for him. He had second and third with 2 outs in the second inning with Wilkes up. Wilkes had that RBI double in the first, opportunity to do even more damage in the second, but he got through that and then retired 5, 6, 7 in order in the third inning. So we'll see how he comes out here in the fourth now that his team has given him a couple of runs back. You know, he wants to throw up a 0 here and let his offense get right back out there. And he'll deal with Bovey. Matt picked up his first hit of the year, an infield single in the second inning. He's been on base 3 times in 2 games, and that's kind of what you get from Matt. You know, you look up and, you know, maybe the numbers aren't super impressive. He has an infield single and 2 walks, but he's been on base 3 times in 2 games, and that's what you're going to get from him.
Yeah.
He's up in the count here, 3-1. Turnquist 3-1 pitch is a fastball that called a strike, 3-2.
The other thing is, you know, with the walks and just extending pitch counts for the pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't get on.
Turnquist at 66 pitches before this at bat to Matt Bovey. That was pitch 6 of the at bat. So quick math tells me this will be pitch number 73.
You're mathing. The math is mathing there.
Baseball math is easy, man. It's just every other kind of math that I struggle with, but baseball math is easy.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes here on Matt Bovey. Turnquist deals, and it's ball 4, so Matt Bovey continuing to do what he does. He's drawn 3 walks in 2 games. That's the 5th walk of the game issued by Turnquist. And that'll bring up Josh Minami. Josh reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. See if they ask him to bunt here, lefty on lefty maybe. Get that runner into scoring position. Alex Dye in even with the bag, so he thinks so. First pitch, his curveball that misses down and away, 1-0 on Minami. Josh was an adventure on the base paths his first time up, Eric. He got on base, and we thought he got picked off, and he didn't. He reached on a balk, and then eventually he got picked off at second. Fastball up and away, 2-0. He was 1 for 4 in game 1 with an RBI. Standing 5'5", weighing 150, the junior out of Fremont, California. Slapped foul, 2-1.
I think Josh might have been generous on his form he filled out.
Yeah. I haven't stood side by side with him, so I'll assume that you have. But that's usually how it is, right? Like everybody adds, you know, an inch or 10 pounds or whatever, depending on what you're trying to reach. Like, you know, I don't think there's a single athlete at any level of any sport that's, you know, that is actually 5'11" and doesn't say they're 6 feet.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think that's
true.
just.
That is true.
Yeah. And if they say they're 5'11", they're probably 5'9". It's 3-1 here on Minami. Turnquist with the runner going. It's ball 4. He has to wait for Luigi Guerrero to make the call. So that is now 6 walks in 3+ innings for Toby Turnquist. And now is when it starts to get dangerous here a little bit, Eric, as the 8-9 hitters get on in front of Gutsfeld and Paxson.
Yeah.
This is sort of ideal for Ed Ziefert and what he was hoping for, right? You get those bottom 2 guys on, bottom 3 guys get on base with, you know, with walks or however you get on to set things up for the top of this lineup.
Yeah, and you said it, however you get on, it doesn't matter. And the Hawks were able to take advantage of this so far here in the top of the 4th inning. So we have a conference on the mound, see if Turnquist can turn this around. No pun intended.
And now they're just messing. The Illinois Tech dugout is just messing at this point with Matt Bovey and Josh Minami. They've had them return to the bench and then go back to the base twice now while this mound visit was happening. We're going to have a pitching change here, Eric, as Toby Turnquist will come out of the game after 3+ and 6 walks. We'll be back on the other side in just a moment. New pitcher for Monmouth here with nobody out in the 4th inning is the righty Brandon Coates, 6'5", 195-pound sophomore out of Mapleton, Illinois, is making his 2nd appearance of the year. Gave up 5 runs and 5 hits in 3 2/3 innings in Monmouth's first game of the year against Mount Union. Last season, Coates appeared in 13 games for Monmouth, 2-1 with a 5.57 earned run average, 12 strikeouts, 10 walks in 21 innings. He faces Gutsfeld, who launches it high and deep out to right field. Loomis watches it go, and Tyler Gutsfeld, have yourself a doubleheader, young man. His 2nd home run of the day. This one a 3-run job, and Illinois Tech is up 6-2.
Well, you're not kidding about Tyler Gutsfeld having a day. A 2-run homer in that bottom of the 9th inning in game 1 to tie the game, and then here a 3-run homer after the pitching change. And Coates greeted rudely by Tyler Gutsfeld.
Yeah, so the book on Toby Turnquist, 3+, 3 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned. He walked 6. He struck out 3. And Tyler Gutsfeld in 2 games, Eric, now 4 for 7. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored. He's gotten himself off to a pretty good 2025, and this one's lofted down the right field line by Paxson, making the sliding catch down the right field line. Robbing Paxson of extra bases is Jacob Blunk, 1 away. And you know, whether it's March or whether it's June, when the balls aren't falling for you like they're not for Pax here through the first 2 games, those are the types of things that happen.
Right. Yeah, when you're going hot, that's going to fall in. But right now, you know, and again, it's only the first day, but I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated.
Especially when the guy in front of you has already got 2 bombs.
Right.
Because these 2 last year, Paxson had 15 home runs, Gutsfeld had 12. So Tyler's got off to a hot start here through the first 2 games for Illinois Tech. 2 home runs, 5 RBI today. It's 6-2 Scarlet Hawks. This is lined to right by Fryer. Making the catch is Blunk. So 2 flyouts to right, both of varying levels of difficulty. One of them a sliding catch down the right field line, the other one a line drive. 2 away here for Jonah Wilkes. Wilkes doubled the left his first time up, grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd inning. Tries to hold up. He did not. 0-1 on Wilkes. Jonah now 2 for 6 in the early going, has 3 RBI.
That'll get it done.
Yeah, you like that. Pitch inside.
And my mouse is getting cold now, Aaron, so.
You got to put on gloves, Eric.
Well, I can't do that.
You can't put on fingerless gloves?
I don't have fingerless gloves.
Well, you need to invest.
Well, maybe so.
You get some Illinois Tech.
Except my fingers are the things that get the coldest.
Yeah, I know. But at least, like, your hands stay warm. The fingertip, like, you could just cut the tips off those. That's what I did with these.
Well, I would, but they don't sell these anymore in
Oh,
our,
gotcha.
gift shop, so I'll have to find some replacements.
The 1-2 to Wilkes is popped down the right field line. That'll go out of play. But, yeah, now that the sun is behind the houses, temperature's really no different than it was at opening pitch, but it certainly feels a little bit chillier here.
The real feel.
Yeah, yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Wilkes. Coates looking to get out of this inning with no further damage. The 1-2. Line drive to center, and there's another hit for Jonah Wilkes. So give Jonah 3 hits in his first 2 games as a member of the Scarlet Hawks. 2-out base hit now, and that'll bring up Philip Bentz, who's 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, Jonah sidelined all last year. He had a preseason injury, and so 2024 was a wash for him. So part of the reason why he's at the DH spot instead of his catcher spot. He did a lot of catching that year prior. Second games of doubleheaders coming in.
Yeah.
Spelling the starters and things like that. So, but off to a good start here as a designated hitter.
And 3 hits, 3 RBI in 2 games, batting out of that number 4 spot. And as a DH, that's what you got to do, right? You got to go up there and hit. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Right.
Sometimes you get the line drives like he had here in the first inning. Other times you get those bloops that fall in because of the sun like you had in the bottom of the 9th in game 1.
Right. Won't get that benefit now.
No.
Maybe in the lights, but
It's 1-1. Inside 2-1 on Bentz. Phillips singled to left his first time up. Last time up, flew out to right field. It's a 3-run 4th. All the runs courtesy of Tyler Gutzfeld, his 2nd home run of the day. A 3-run homer to right center. Here's a strike, 2-2.
that was nicely placed there by Coates, right on that edge.
The inning started with back-to-back walks by Toby Turnquist. They went to Coates, who faced Gutzfeld as that first batter. Tyler with a 3-run homer. A couple of flyouts and a single. 2-2 now to Bentz. Checks his swing. Count goes full, 3-2. Wilkes will be off with the 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Payoff pitch is lined into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. So Philip Bentz, good showing here in his first game as a Scarlet Hawk, Eric. 2 for his first 3. And Illinois Tech continues to threaten here in the 4th.
Yeah, and moving the runner not only into scoring position, but into third base with 2 outs. Anything gets past the catcher, opportunity for the run to score without a hit.
And you like what he did there. Didn't try to do too much, just went the opposite way with it, lined it into right field. And now Mason Kim, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. With Wilkes at third, Bentz at first, 2 outs in the 4th. And again, if you're Carson Weiss, Eric, it's got to feel good. You give up a couple of runs in your last half inning, your offense comes back out, gives you 3 more, extends that lead.
Yeah, give you a little more confidence going in there.
More confidence and more of an ability to just say, all right, I'm just going to throw my best pitch.
Right.
Because if I give up a solo home run, it's not going to kill me. That's in for a strike, 0-1 to Kim.
Now, it has been a long inning, though, and you always talk about pitchers waiting a long time before they get back out on the mound, but I'm sure they'll take that trade-off when you have a 4-run lead.
Yeah, especially in this weather, sitting in the cold, getting cold, then getting hot, then getting cold. There goes the runner. The throw down is into center field. Bentz will go to third. Wilkes will come in to score on the E2. And Illinois Tech adds on the extra point. They're up 7-2. It's a stolen base for Bentz and then an E2 that allows Bentz to score and allows Bentz to go to third and allows Wilkes to come in from third. 7-2 now. And Bentz at third. You like it when your catcher can run.
Right.
Get a little bit of legs out of your backstop there. So Kim now with a 1-1 count and a runner at third. Illinois Tech with 4 in here in the fourth. 1-1 to Kim. Off speed pitch. Mason swings early, 1-2. So 7 runs on 7 hits here in the fourth inning for the through 4 innings for the Scarlet Hawks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coates to Kim. Upstairs, 2-2. If Kim reaches, Timmy Old would hit. That's going to be called strike 3 on the inside corner. Mason didn't like it, but called a strike, and Kim is down on strikes for a second time today. But the damage is done for the Scarlet Hawks. 4 runs, 3 of them off a 3-run home run from Tyler Gutzfeld. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Illinois Tech up 7-2. Back here, bottom of the fourth inning. It's 7-2. Illinois Tech with the lead. They're up 5 here in the bottom of the fourth. Carson Weiss, the freshman, back out there for his 4th inning of work. And Eric, he rebounded nicely. Gave up the double and the triple, the opposite field double, and then the wind-aided or sky-aided triple off the bat of Raul Guillermo. But then, overcame the error, got a ground out and a strikeout to get through that 3rd inning, limit the damage, and then his offense came back out and gave him 4.
Yeah, I did a wonderful job there. And like you said, give him an opportunity to gain more confidence and pitch with a purpose.
And he's quickly ahead of Zach Almager, 0-2 here. Grounded to third. Kim off his arm to Fryer. And
giving him a hit.
Eric's going to give him a hit. You heard it right here first.
That's
so
right.
An infield single for Zach Almagar. A leadoff hit here in the 4th inning. Now Aiden Scott, he struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Weiss.
It's not 2 outs. Yeah.
No, there are not 2 outs. There are 0 outs and a
yes.
0-0 count.
Yes.
Aiden Scott, 1 for 5 in the doubleheader. Struck out 3 times. Checks his swing there. He did not hold up. 0-1. 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Illinois Tech. 2-5-1 for Monmouth. The 0-1 on the outside corner, 0-2. You know what I just realized, Eric? They got lights on the field.
Yes.
This booth is going to get really dark in about an hour.
Well, yes. The only good thing is we have 3 laptops, so we're going to have to, like, candle power here.
Yeah, I know, just so I can see my scorebook.
Yes.
Fastball misses away. I just noticed like it was starting to get darker, and my eyes aren't quite what they used to be, so I'm sort of squinting a little bit looking at my box score. 1-2 here on Scott. Weiss with the 1-2. Cut on and miss. Strikeout number 4 for Carson. 1 away here in the 4th. He's challenged him upstairs with the heat, Eric.
Yeah, that's working, and you keep going back to it until they prove otherwise.
And you can do, again, not to harp on the point, but you can do that with a 5-run lead. You can just say, here's my fastball, try to hit it. Because even if he hits it out of the park, you still look up with a 3-run lead. So allows you to be more confident with that stuff in the strike zone. You're not trying to pick the corners quite so much. Daniel Lummis now 0 for 2. Took the first pitch over for a strike, 0-1. Popped foul to the right and out of play quickly, 0-2 on Lummis. Lummis 1 for 6 in the doubleheader so far. Senior out of Newport Richey, Florida. Played catcher and batted leadoff in game 1, playing center field and batting leadoff in game 2. I can't think of anybody who's played catcher and then center field. Like
that's talking about being strong up the middle.
Yeah,
if
right.
You could do both.
Yeah, you see, we were talking about Craig Biggio before the game. He went from catcher to second base, but catcher to center field, that doesn't happen very often. The 0-2. Hit to second. Bovee has it. Underhand flip to short. Fryer to first. And Illinois Tech turns the 4-6-3 double play to retire Monmouth here in the 4th inning. Clean defense by the Scarlet Hawks here in the 4th. Sends us to the 5th in a 7-2 ball game. Back here at Lee Fund Stadium in Wheaton, Illinois. The southwest side of Chicago, Illinois Tech and Monmouth and the Scarlet Hawks. 5 innings away, Eric, from sweeping their first doubleheader, their first 2 games of the season. They've done it with, so far through 13 innings, with very good pitching, mostly solid defense, and some timely hitting late and then early here today.
Yeah, and especially when this week was kind of up in the air in terms of were the games going to be played, where were they going to be played, and as it turned out, the Saturday doubleheader in Bloomington was washed. But getting these 2 games in here in Wheaton is important for them just to get that season started, because otherwise you have to wait a whole nother week, and it's another trip to Bloomington, and the weather for that is looking questionable again in terms of rain during the week and the outfield conditions.
And like we talked about, it's always important to get as many non-conference games in as you can. You want to be able to stretch your pitchers out, like we saw it in Game 1, where Bracewell was only able to go 4 2/3 innings. It was his first start of the year. You want him to get as many innings under his belt as possible before that conference schedule when things really matter.
Right.
Pitch downstairs to Timmy Old, 2-2. We got a freshman on the mound making his first start. So again, it's seeing what these young guys have, what they can do, and the more opportunities that manager Ed Ziefert has to see his players sets the team up for more success come conference play. That's going to be, just downstairs to Timmy Old. Count's gone full. Oh, Timmy's 0 for 2 today. It's a close pitch. I think we've seen some that have been further outside the zone called a strike so far here in this one, but I'm sure Old will take it. The 3-2. Ball 4. So Old will draw a leadoff walk. That is the 7th walk issued by Monmouth pitching here in 4+ innings here in Game 2. The first by Brandon Coates. And now Matt Bovee. Matt 1 for 1 today. Single and walked his last time up. He scored ahead of the home run from Gutzfeld in the 4th. I like Matt Bovee. I've been watching Illinois. I've been watching Illinois Tech baseball for a handful of years now,
right.
And this is my second year calling Matt. Matt starts over there at second base, and I like him. He's good defensively as that ball is thrown away by the pitcher Brandon Coates, and down to second goes Timmy Old on the E1. He just seems like a smart baseball player. He knows the strike zone really, really well. He's strong defensively, has enough power as a middle infielder that you have to respect it. Hit 3 home runs last season, so good ball player here, number 33 in black. And now he's in an RBI situation as he's got Timmy Old at second base with nobody out. Grounds it up the middle. Slow roller to Scott, and Bovey's going to beat it out as Scott bobbles the ball. Official score going to give Bovey a hit there. We're going to rule it an E6. Right. It's a group effort there to come to that official call. So first and third here, nobody out in the 5th inning for Josh Minami. Old at third, Bovey at first. Minami 0 for 1 today with a fielder's choice and a walk. First pitch misses up and away. And again, we talked about this back in the 2nd inning, Eric, when the 8-9 hitters got on for Tech and they scored a couple of runs. This is what Ed Ziefert's looking for. The bottom of the order, just to grind out good at bats.
Right.
Draw some pitches. If you can get on base for the top of the order, great. And so far it's working out as Old drew a walk. Bovey reached on an E6. I think he was probably going to beat it out anyway, even if the ball had been played cleanly by Scott. But he reached, and now it's 2-0 on Minami. Fastball right there, 2-1.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter. Right down the middle.
Gutzfeld in the on-deck circle, followed by Paxson. Illinois Tech up 5 here in the 5th. There goes Bovey for second. That throw is going to go into center field. Another throwing error made by Monmouth will allow a run to score. Bovey will go to third, and it's 8-2. It's an E2. It'll be a stolen base for Bovey. And then the E2 allows him to go to third base. And it's a 2-2 count on Minami now with Bovey at third. That's Matt's first stolen base of the year. He had 11 last year. Monmouth bringing the infield in all the way around. Scoreboard just said 15-2. They changed that in a hurry. 3-2 here on Minami. Tech scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, none in the third, 4 in the fourth, 1 so far here in the 5th, threatening for more with Bovee at third, nobody out, and a 3-2 count on Minami. Coates kicks, deals, swung on and missed. Minami goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the evening for Brandon Coates. One away for Tyler Gutzfeld.
And now Illinois Tech is up 6.
Yes, Illinois Tech is currently up by 6 runs. It's 8-2.
With one down.
Gutzfeld 1 for 2 today.
Big one.
Yeah, that one was a big one. A 3-run home run out to right center field. His second home run of the day is third, fourth, and fifth RBIs of the afternoon. So you hope to get off to a hot start, right? You know, in any season, you never want to look up and see, 0 for 11, 1 for 14, kind of out of the chute. If you're Tyler Gutzfeld, you couldn't have asked for a better start to this season. 4 for 7, 2 home runs, 3 stolen bases so far. Pitch down and in, 2-0.
And that helps as the Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech, our conference weekly awards, Conference Player of the Week. Tyler's going to be a great submission for the first week for baseball for Illinois Tech.
And we still have 4 innings to play.
Yeah.
Picks up another RBI here. Those numbers look even better. Pitch a little low, it looks like. 3-0. Yeah, strike zone has been wide today, but not so much top to bottom. Right. Yeah, it's been a wide strike zone in and out, but not so much top to bottom. 3 balls, no strikes here on Gutzfeld. That's dropped in for a strike. And with Gutzfeld in that leadoff spot this season, vacated by Sam Sproul, who hit 400 for Illinois Tech last year. You want that leadoff hitter. Obviously, Tyler's going to give you some power, but that batting eye is important. Being able to draw walks, get on base, that's going to be an important part of the game out of that leadoff spot.
Well, and then the other thing was you had runners at the bottom of the order getting on for him, allowing him to drive in 5 runs here today. So obviously 2 of them are his, but still that's important, especially with him in that leadoff spot.
Yep, 3 hits in game 1. 1 hit so far in game 2. He scored 3 runs. He's got a full count here on him with Bovee at third and 1 away. Coates deals, grounded to first. That'll get the job done, though. That will bring the run home as Bovee will score on the 3 unassisted putout. And Gutzfeld now with 4 RBI here in the second game of this doubleheader, and it's 9-2. Base is now empty. I love a productive at bat, though, Eric. Whether it's moving the runner over on a ground ball or a sac fly or something. I love a productive out, and when you're up 8-2, that's all you're looking for. Productive outs. Get those runners over, get them in, and Gutzfeld picks up his 6th RBI of the day. Had 2 in game 1, has 4 so far here in game 2. The bases are now empty for Michael Paxson, who's 0 for 2, 0 for 6. On the day, has reached twice, reached once in game 1 with a hit by pitch and walked in the second inning here today. Jammed a little. Nice play there by Dye across his body. Low throw. And
oh, boy.
Yeah, Paxson ran into Reed over there at first. And Paxson, I think, will have his first hit of the year when this is all said and done, Eric. An infield single as he bumps into Reed going through first base. Gets his helmet back from Connor Blake and shakes out his legs and heads over to first base. Tells the trainer, I'm fine. So Paxson will pick up his first hit of the year. Maybe not how he saw it coming, Eric. An infield single where he runs through the first baseman, but it counts. It'll be an infield hit. The inning will continue for the Scarlet Hawks, with Jack Fryer coming to the plate. Fryer 1 for 2 today as a RBI double, a walk, and a run scored. He's 2 for 6 in the series with a double and a triple. Hit right at 200 a year ago, Eric. If you can give Ed Ziefert 250 this year, I think that's exactly what Ed would be looking for. Anything more than that, a squibber off the end of the bat. That's fielded by Reed. He'll step on the bag and retire Fryer here in the 5th. But the Scarlet Hawks tack on 2 more. Halfway home, Illinois Tech up 9-2. Bottom 5 here at Leaf Fund Stadium. Illinois Tech with a 9-2 lead here through 4 1/2. They scored in every inning but the 3rd, and they've given freshman Carson Weiss plenty of run support. The freshman's looked pretty good. 4 innings so far. He's given up 5 hits. He's walked a couple. He struck out 4. Last inning he induced an inning-ending double play. And he'll deal with Reed, Makovic, and Guillermo. That's 2, 3, 4 for the Fighting Scots. This is Reed, who's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. He went opposite field, and you see now Mason Kim playing right on the line at third base. As last time up, there was a ball hit down the left field line that Mason, if he was playing there, Kim probably could have made that play, Eric, but this time he's right on the line.
So we got a 2-1 count.
2 balls, 1 strike here on Reed. Reed was 1 for 3 in game 1 with a double. He's 1 for 1 with a double here in game 2. Diving stop by Fryer. The throw to first. Paxton with the pick. What a play by Jack Fryer. 1 away here in the 5th inning.
And you mentioned his enthusiasm after he made that play, just the fist pump and so excited. That was a whale of a play by Jack Fryer.
And especially against that left-handed hitter, Eric, because that ball is slicing away from you as a shortstop. And he made the dive in the hole. And more importantly than the dive, he made the accurate throw, and then Paxton down at first base with the pick.
Yep.
Put an asterisk on that one is Jack Fryer showing what Ed Ziefert was talking about in that interview you had with him, where I think the actual phrase was, "I love our shortstop," I think is what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
And you can see why right there. Defense first, and what he can give you offensively is a bonus. And Makovic quickly down in the count here, 0-2.
And that's just his energy.
Here's a ground ball to third, to short again, and this time Fryer will bobble it. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there. Maybe I think Jack thought that Mason was going to cut in front of him.
Yeah.
That'll be an infield single for Makovic. If you're the shortstop, you are that field general. So any play that you want, in theory, should be yours. But that's a early season communication thing, I think, that can be worked out between Kim and Fryer over there on the left side. So 6th hit of the game for Monmouth is an infield single by Makovic with 1 out. This is Guillermo's 2 for 2 here in game 2 with a single and a triple. 9-9-1 for Illinois Tech, 2-6-3 for Monmouth. Hit in the air to left center field.
Oh, wow.
Gutsfield doesn't see it. He has to trail back. That bounces over his head. That'll be a ground rule double. So, Eric, you get sort of that night sky here, right, where You know, you're not blinded by the stars, you're not blinded by the sun, but you lose it in that dusk sky, and I think that's what happened to Tyler here.
Yeah, I think you're right, because if you look behind us, which you can't, our viewers at home, but
No.
behind us, it is a lighter sky.
Got a mound visit here. First time out talking to Carson Weiss. Guillermo now just a home run away from the cycle, Eric. He's got a home run, a double, and a triple here through four and a third innings.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, had a single in the first, a triple in the third, a double here in the fifth, and an unfortunate ground rule double for Monmouth as the runner from third, Makovic, was pretty easily going to score on that hit, but he had to be held up at third base.
And that was another one of those balls that just hung up there a long time as well. And
you saw Tyler stick his arms out to his side, and at that point you knew right away that he was in trouble. And by the time he saw it, he had to turn around and
it looked like he was camped under it, and then until he wasn't.
Right, until he wasn't. Second and third now with one out, and Alex Dye fouls the first pitch off to the right out of play, 0-1. Dye's 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the first, reached on an E5 in the third.
Some good hardy souls in the stands for both teams here.
Oh, yeah, you got some people toughing it out.
Yeah.
That's why I say I should have brought a blanket. That was the one thing I didn't bring.
Yeah.
I forgot that the window here in front of us can be elevated.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be closed.
Yeah.
And then I saw it was open, and I went, okay, it's going to get cold in there.
Well, even if it was, I don't know if that would seal us up that much.
No, because, I mean, the breeze was coming from behind us. We weren't really feeling that earlier. Right. As Dye cuts on the 1-1 pitch and misses, it's 1-2. And you know that Ed would love for Carson to give him 5, put him in line for that win in his first start. But, you don't want him to get too high up there in pitches in his first start of the season. 1-2 fouled straight back. So if he can get through
75 right now.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but you probably don't want him to go much higher than 85 or 90 if you can help it here in your first start.
Right.
Especially with how cold it is and a long season ahead of you with games that are, I mean, every game is important, but there are some games that are more important than others. Breaking ball misses away, 2-2.
Yeah, and actually this inning, these couple runners here are more like defensive miscues, so it's not for what he's been doing on the mound.
Well, it was the same thing in the third inning. He gave up the opposite field double, and then the triple that was lost by Minami in the sky as well. So that ball hit by Guillermo went a long way. I mean, that was straight away center field, but on a normal day, maybe where it's not, dusk in your first game, Gutsfeld probably makes that catch.
And actually, a few innings earlier, that flag is dead still right now. That one might have drifted out.
3-2 hit, foul down the first base line. First base coach calling it fair, but pretty clear. But they're always going to do that, right?
Sure.
The first base coach is never going to say, that was foul ball.
Yeah.
No, called it fair, but pretty clearly foul down the right field line. Luigi Guerrero, the home plate umpire, saw it all the way. Another 3-2 pitch here to Dye. This feels like a big at-bat, a big batter for Carson, Eric. If he can get through this, Ed probably gives him another couple batters as, just high on the breaking ball. It's not to load the bases. Third walk of the game issued by Weiss. And that'll bring up Aiden Parkins. And my guess is that if he's able to retire Parkins, he probably gets Blanc. But if he doesn't, we're probably going to the bullpen for the next batter, would be my guess. First pitch misses down to Parkins, who's 0 for 2. 0 for 5 in the series. Bases loaded, 1 out. So Monmouth not going quietly here in the 5th inning. Lined at Bovee. Matt has it, flips it to second, and it's a 4-6 double play. And once again, Jack Fryer hopping off the field screaming, and that was just what Carson Weiss needs. The freshman gives Ed Ziefert 5 innings, a 2-run ball. We go to the 6th. Tech up 9-2. Back here in the 6th, the new pitcher for Monmouth is the senior out of Galesburg, Illinois, Owen Wolf. So Braden Coates went 2. He gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. Only one of them were earned. He walked 1. He struck out a pair. Wolf checks in his 2nd outing of the season. He's 1-0. He pitched 2 shutout innings in Monmouth's lone win of the year. Gave up a couple hits, couple of walks. He struck out 3 in those 2 innings. And last season only appeared in 3 games for Monmouth, but was 1-0. Gave up 3 earned runs and 8 innings of work in those 3 appearances. And he'll face Wilkes, Bentz, and Kim here in the 6th inning. I think, as my scorebook is starting to get really dark.
Yes, it is the 6th.
I believe that's what it says,
Yes.
4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Wilkes 2 for 3 today, a single, a double, an RBI, a couple of runs scored. Been a good double header for Jonah. Hits this down the right field line. 3 players run after it, and that'll land just foul as Parkins, Reed, and Blunk all converged.
Sounds like a law firm.
That's right. Jonah 1 for 4 in game 1, had the first RBI of the game on a sac fly to center, and had the last RBI of the game, the walk-off bloop to center, had the first RBI of game 2. An RBI double to left. Last time he singled to center.
So you're saying he's the straw?
Yeah. So far he has been. 2 hits today, 1 in game 1. He's down on the count here, 0-2 to Wolf. Just gets a piece of it to stay alive.
That one had a lot of bite to it.
Down and away.
Yeah.
Just stick that bat out, try to make contact. No balls, 2 strikes. Long look in by Wolf. Now he deals. Fisted down the right side, and making the catch over there is Reed for the first out of the 6th. Phillip Bentz, the catcher. Good debut for Phillip here. Couple of hits. Has a stolen base.
He's looked pretty good behind the plate, too. Also blocking pitches. Just like a really good debut for Bentz.
Bentz turns on this one, hooks it to left. Makovich is there shy of the track, makes the catch. And there are 2 outs.
Boy, that was some quick hands, though, to get around on that one. Just a little bit on the inside of the bat.
Yeah, quick hands by Bentz. You're absolutely right. Got that a little far up on the handle rather than sort of on the meat of the bat. 2 outs now for Mason Kim. Mason 0 for 2 today, couple of strikeouts. First pitch to Kim is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Kim hard to short, played there by Scott. The low throw, the nice pick by Nate Reed, and Illinois Tech goes in order here in the top of the 6th. 5.5 in the books. Scarlet Hawks up 7. Back here in the bottom of the 6th, new pitcher is number 19, Phil Trojanowski, coming in after 5 really good innings from the freshman Carson Weiss. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3, struck out 4 in his collegiate debut. He's in line for the win, and that aided with some very, very good middle infield defense here today from Jack Fryer and Matt Bovey. And now Phil Trojanowski will face Blunk, Almager, and Aiden Scott, 7, 8, 9 for Monmouth here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trojanowski really good out of the Illinois Tech bullpen a year ago. 2-2 with an ERA right at 3. Didn't strike a ton of batters out, only 19 strikeouts in 32 innings, but very good control. Just 9 walks. He's around the plate a lot. And he'll make his first appearance here in Game 2, backing up Carson Weiss. A new third baseman for Illinois Tech as well. Jack Finch is in as a defensive replacement for Mason Kim, who was pinch hit for last inning by Carson Verba. It's 1-2 here on Blunk, who's 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. First strikeout, first batter for Trojanowski here in the 6th. 1 away. Really, really good outing for Carson Weiss. Encouraging. I mean, Ed Ziefer talking about how he thought his pitching was going to be improved. And I mean, again, it's early. It's the first 2 games of the year. You can't read a whole lot into it. But game and a half so far of very good pitching for Illinois Tech.
Yeah, you pitch around, 7 hits, 1 error, couple missed plays, not counted as errors, but still only allowed the 2 runs.
That was the most impressive thing. He worked around some issues, didn't let the misplays in the field sort of get to him.
Right.
He attacked, and again, pitching with the lead allowed him to do that. It allows you to be a lot more confident, just attack the batters at the plate. It's 1-1 here on Almager, who's reached base twice. He's quickly down 1-2. Last year you were never really sure what you were going to get from anybody that went out there that wasn't Cameron Bracewell or Phil Trojanowski, really. So to get, we saw that first outing in Game 1 from Alejandro Garcia, where he went 4 1/3, gave up just 1 hit and 1 run. I mean, if you can see those types of improvements from this Illinois Tech pitching staff this season, along with the hitting that you're going to get for the most part, this could be a very, very fun season to watch.
Yeah.
If you're a Scarlet Hawks fan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trojanowski ready. The righty kicks and fires. That's going to be strike 3, and Almager knew it. So back-to-back Ks here for Trojanowski in the 6th.
Pretty good start for Trojanowski for the season. As you mentioned, back-to-back strikeouts. And we want to give a shout-out to our viewers who are in the stream and in the chat. I think we finally understood what you were talking about in terms of the score. So
yes,
they switched home and road in Game 2, and we hadn't updated that on the score bug. Took a while for me to update it on the live stats as well, but never did it there. So now we're fully in sync.
Yes.
So we apologize.
We got 102 assistants out there watching and helping us out. Here's a line drive to second off the glove of Bovey. Will he have time? He picks, fires, throws, and has time. Fantastic infield defense from Jack Fryer, Matt Bovey today. Monmouth goes 1-2-3 in the 6th. We go to the 7th in a 9-2 ball game. Top of the 7th inning at a frigid Leaf Fund Stadium in Wheaton. Illinois Tech walked off game 1, 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. A little bit more comfortable so far here in game 2. They're up 9-2 in the top of the 7th, second inning of work for Owen Wolf. First pitch swinging is Timmy Old. The throw across the diamond. And Eric, I got to tell you, I've been impressed with Nate Reed's defense over at first base for Monmouth here today. He's had to make about 5 or 6 picks over there at first. And granted, with the turf field, it's a little bit easier because you're going to get that true bounce. But he's still got to make the play.
Yeah.
And he's done that half a dozen times in 2 games.
Hey, those aren't easy throws. Like you said, they're truer hops, but you still have to have the hand-eye coordination to pull that in. He's looked really good over there.
So Old now 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Now Matt Bovee, who's 0 for 1. Skies the first pitch into shallow left center field. The center fielder, Lummis, is there to make the catch. So Bovee now 1 for 3 today with a single, a walk, a couple of runs scored. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. And now Josh Minami. Quick 7th inning here. Just a couple of pitches.
Well, let's see if Minami will take a few here to kind of extend it. Plus, you get a chance to get Tyler Gutzfeld up again.
Absolutely. Minami's been on base twice today. He reached on a fielder's choice, walked. When he walked, he came in to score on the home run by Tyler, who is in the on-deck circle. Last time up, Minami struck out swinging. Five up, 5 down for Owen Wolf so far. The righty sets, kicks and fires. The 1-0 is a fastball called a strike. 1-1.
My coffee actually is still warm.
Good, yeah. Mine is, it's like, so mine's tepid.
Yeah.
But considering we've been here since 11:30, I'll take it.
I think keeping it on the metal countertop might have
Probably
made
isn't
it tepid.
helping. Yeah.
Mine's in my backpack.
1-1 cut on and fouled off. 1-2.
But tepid is better than cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That is absolutely an accurate statement. So it's 1-2 here on Josh Minami, the number 9 hitter. Josh was 1 for 4 in game 1, 0 for 2 here in game 2. Had an RBI in that first game, a line drive to center field. The 1-2 from Wolf. Swung on and missed. Minami will force the throw down to first, and just in time to retire Minami down there at first base. So 6 up, 6 down for Owen Wolf. Time to stretch here in Wheaton. Tech up big. Bottom of inning number 7, Phil Trojanowski back out there for his second inning of relief. He was perfect in inning 1 with a couple of strikeouts. And he'll face the top of the Monmouth order here in the bottom of inning 7. Daniel Lummis, Nate Reed, Clayton Makovic. Lummis 0 for 3 today. Last time up, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. And he swings and misses the first pitch from Trojanowski. 0-1. He's 1 for 7 now in the series. Was 1 for 4 in game 1 with a sacrifice. Fouled off to the right out of play. 0-2. Trojanowski out there, Eric, just throwing strikes.
Yeah,
And I mentioned that when I was reading his stats. Doesn't walk many. Only walked 9 in about 35 innings last year. And he's just out there putting it over the plate, and that's what you want your pitchers to be doing in a 9-2 game.
Absolutely. Fill up that strike zone, and Trojanowski's proven that he can do that.
Off the end of the bat, and that's a foul ball.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing you can do when you have a big lead is to, walk a couple of guys and, all of a sudden you got first and second with nobody out, and, then a gapper scores a couple, and now a 7-run game is a 4-run game, and you just, you put the ball over the plate. If you get beat with hits, so be it, but don't get beat with walks. Pitch misses away. Pitching coach that I know used to pitch in the major leagues, one of his favorite things to tell me is, I don't care how hard you throw ball for.
Right.
He wants pitchers who can put the ball over the plate.
Ooh.
Watch out. That's the definition of a screaming liner right there off the bat of Lummis out of play. And, that point really is just, you don't have to throw 95 to be successful. If you put the ball over the plate, you're around the plate, you are attacking those corners, you can be very hard to beat. 1-2. Hit foul again.
Good at bat here, though.
That's a good battle.
Loomis.
A good battle between Loomis and Trojanowski. 3 straight foul balls off to the right. And if you're Trojanowski, I mean, keep attacking that outside corner. Why not? Another 1-2. All right, he deals. And he does just that. Ooh,
all right.
That was close. It's been a strike, again, maybe a little bit low. He's been consistent not calling the low strikes.
Right.
That was another 3 inches up. It's probably strike 3. 2-2 is lined into center. Over for it is Gutsfeld. That'll land in front of him for a leadoff single. So really good at bat there for Daniel Lummis leading off the 7th inning. Now it's Nate Reed, the first baseman, who's 1 for 2. Double, a run scored. Last time up, he hit the ball sharply to Jack Fryer, who made a diving stop to his left.
Yeah, that was a wonderful play.
Threw him out at first. It's that middle infield duo of Fryer and Bovee have turned 2 double plays today. You had the diving play from Fryer last time Reed was up. And then last time at the end of last inning, a ground ball to Bovee. He had to range far to his left to make a play. So very, very good middle infield defense for the Scarlet Hawks here, especially in game 2. And defense up the middle, you hear it all the time, how important that defense is up the middle, right?
Yeah.
And Scarlet Hawks in pretty good shape with Bovee, Fryer, and Tyler Gutsfeld out in center field.
Yeah. And again, Coach Z feels very strong in the catcher spot, too, in terms of defensively. So all the way up the middle, having your strength there, that's what you like to see, as any manager would.
Yep. Game 1, we saw Lucas Wan behind home plate. He had a couple of hits, caught a good game here in game 2. It's been Phillip Bentz. Some good defense for, really, with the exception of the 3rd inning of this game.
Right. The
Scarlet Hawks have played pretty clean baseball. Pitch missing away, 1-2. The 8th hit of the game for Monmouth was that leadoff single by Lummis. 1-2 from Trojanowski now to Nate Reed. Breaking ball, that's right there. Called strike 3. Absolutely. Reed turns and walks back to the dugout. Trojanowski drops it in for his 3rd strikeout. 1 away here in the 7th.
Yeah, that was nothing you can do if you're Reed there. I mean, that one just curved right in, and
that late break makes it hard because it feels like it's outside, then all of a sudden it's right there. Here's Makovic now. Ball one. Makovic's 1 for 3 today. Had an infield single his last time up. Fastball up, 2-0. Last season, Trojanowski, 14 games for the Scarlet Hawks. Was the second most used pitcher behind Cameron Bracewell. Bracewell made 12 starts, 15 appearances overall. Phil threw 32 innings in those 14 outings. So he got out there and threw multiple innings. So this is pretty par for the course for him to see him out there for a couple of innings plus. Led the team with 3 saves last year. He and Mason Kim both had 3 saves last year for the Scarlet Hawks.
And Mason Kim, very valuable player for the Scarlet Hawks. Can play in the field. He can pitch.
Played a couple of games in the outfield, I remember, last year, right? Was out in right field, I think, for a couple of games last season.
He was.
3-1. This is slapped out to center. Gutzfeld will range back. Looks like he has room, makes the catch. 2 away here in the 7th. And now Raul Guillermo. Home run shy of the cycle. A single, double, and a triple here so far today. He was 0 for 4 in game 1. Trojanowski looking for 2 shutout innings. And that might be it. Hit high and deep to left center field. And there it is. That is the cycle for Raul Guillermo. It's a 2-run homer to left center field, and it's 9-4.
That was a blast.
Guillermo singled in the first, tripled in the third, doubled in the fifth. Hits his first home run of the season right here in the 7th. That's the cycle, and it's 9-4.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter, Aaron, off that bat. And a cycle early in the season, that's, if you're Guillermo, that's a nice thing to see. But more importantly, for the Fighting Scots, that pulls them within 5 now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. It's okay, though, if you're Illinois Tech. You know, I'm sure you would rather not give up the home run. But when you're up 9-2, you're going to be putting the ball over the plate. And it's, you know, hit the ball, and if you're able to make contact and put it out, you put it out. And we might have back-to-back shots here. Back to the wall is Minami, and Josh makes the catch right in front of the wall off Alex Dye, and that will retire Monmouth here in the 7th. The 2-run homer for Raul Guillermo brings Monmouth a little bit closer, but it's still 9-4 as we go to the 8th. Eric and I can see our breath up here in the booth, so it is officially chilly here at Lee Fund Stadium. And Illinois Tech was hot when it mattered. They put up 9 runs in the first 5 innings, and they've held on here. We're in the 8th. They're up 9-4, and Owen Wolf out there for his 3rd inning of relief. He'll face Gutzfeld, Paxson, and Fryer. Tyler Gutzfeld today, 1 for 3. But he has a home run and 4 knocked in. Last time up, an RBI ground out to the first baseman, driving in a run. He had a 3-run homer back in the 4th. You know, and I know it's cold, but if you're Tyler Gutzfeld, you'd be happy playing a 3rd, I'm sure, given how the first 2 games have gone.
Right.
Gutzfeld, 4 hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBI in the doubleheader. The 1-1. He goes the opposite way pretty well out to left center field. The left fielder is back. That's Makovic. Makovic makes the catch out in left field to retire Gutzfeld. Tyler 1 for 4 here in game 2. 1 away in the 8th.
A pretty good ride off that one, but stays in the yard. Again, the flag is just dead out in center.
And with it being as cold as it is, it's harder to get the ball out as well. So the fact that he was able to, I mean, that second home run, the one he hit in this game, was well over the left center field wall. So that one left no doubt at all. But it's hard to get a ball out, which makes it even more impressive what Guillermo did last at bat. Is that ball was way out of here in left center field for the Monmouth DH. Here's Michael Paxson, who's 1 for 3 here in game 2, 1 for 7 in the series. He's reached base twice today, though, a single and a walk here in game 2. Fastball missing away, 1-1. And next Sunday at this time, it'll be 7:45. The sun will have just gone down.
You are correct.
Don't forget to set your clocks ahead next Saturday night. So we lose that hour of sleep, but to me that's well worth it because now the sun will be up at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
And, you know, that seasonal depression that so many people deal with will start to go away as the sun will be out later and it'll start to feel more like baseball weather, right?
Well, at least the sunlight part.
Yeah, the sunlight part.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes here on Paxson. Wolf deals. Paxson fouls it off. Good outing for Wolf so far. 7 up, 7 down out of the bullpen, which is just what Monmouth needed here. Is Toby Turnquist and Brandon Coates struggled in their 5 innings of work. They gave up 7 hits and walked 7 in 5 innings. So Coates has done a nice job, or Wolf has done a nice job settling things down here, at least giving his team a chance in these later innings, Eric.
Right.
1-2.
Another foul.
Another foul ball.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if Monmouth's able to come back, tie the game, or take the lead, you have to look at this outing from Wolf as one of the main reasons why is just keeping the Hawks in check in his 2+ innings.
Yeah, these middle relief appearances are so up and down. You know, especially early in the season. Paxson gives it a ride. Makovic is back. It's off the wall. Paxson will hit first. Pax will coast into second. And, you know, maybe all it takes, Eric, is that first one, an infield single for Pax his last time up. Here he turns on it and lines a double off the wall. So it's like Steph Curry, right? He might go 0 for 5, but he sees that first one go in, and then all of a sudden he makes 6, 7 in a row. Might be the same thing here with Pax.
Yeah, no, that very well could be. And he may not get another at-bat in this game, but if that's the case, having your last at-bat feel as good as that one did, you know, regardless that it didn't go out, that was off the wall hard on a fly.
Yep, so he's got 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. He's 2 for 4 today. He's at second base with 1 out for Jack Fryer. Jack's 1 for 3. He has a double of his own. Scored a run back in the first. And shows as much enthusiasm as anybody I've ever seen on a baseball diamond. I love it. I love the enthusiasm. I love the energy. A non-conference game at the very beginning of March, and he's all in.
He's ready to go.
Yep.
He's on 11 from the get-go.
Fastball on the outside corner. He might have turned it up to 12, Eric. I mean,
Yeah,
in all
13.
seriousness. Yeah, well, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Got a 1-1 count here with Michael Paxton at second, one away in the eighth. Illinois Tech up 5. Monmouth scored 2 in their half of the seventh. Scarlet Hawks looking to get that run back. Fryer lofts it to right. In on it comes Blunk. He'll make the catch. Paxton will tag. The throw not in time, so sack fly to right field for Jack Fryer. And Illinois Tech moves a runner to third base with 2 outs for Jonah Wilkes. Wilkes 2 for 4 here in game 2, 3 for 8 in the series. That hit by Paxton was the 8th of the game for Illinois Tech. They're actually being out-hit by Monmouth here in game 2, but Scarlet Hawks have had the big ones. Wilkes fouls it straight back, 0-1.
I actually have a 9 spot up here.
Yeah, I don't think it's right. I was going back and looking at my scorebook. The scoreboard here says 9, 10, and 1, but it's actually 9, 8, and 1. In the dirt. Paxton holds up. 1-1. Wilkes looking for that 2-out hit here to push Illinois Tech into double digits here in game 2. Pitch from Wolf in there for a strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top 8. Wolf looking for 3 shutout innings of relief. Needs 1 more strike to get there. The 1-2 to Wolf. Or excuse me, to Wilkes is fouled off from Wolf. This would be considered a crisp night, right? This is crisp.
It's funny you say that, yeah. Chris Rouse said the same thing yesterday in game 2 as it was getting colder. Whew. Crisp is the – oh, there it is.
There's a crisp line drive up the middle for Jonah Wilkes. He has his second RBI of the game, his fourth of the day. And Illinois Tech does reach double digits. It's 10-4. Good game for Wilkes. 3 for 5 here in game 2. 2 RBI in each of the first 2 games. And he'll be pinch run for here by Tanner Jenkins.
So another pinch running opportunity for Tanner.
Yeah, he scored the winning run in game 1. That was Yaknin, excuse me.
Tanner was the opening day, game day player on our social media graphics.
He's going to take off for second. He's going to steal second. And he's not going to take off for third.
Oh.
So Jenkins steals second base. His first steal of the season. Illinois Tech continues to run. They had 3 stolen bases in game 1. They have 3 more stolen bases here in game 2. And they have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Phillip Bentz, who's 2 for 4 in his collegiate debut. The freshman, a couple of singles today. Looking for his first RBI. Hard hit to third, and he'll get his first RBI down the left field line. Jenkins will come in to score. Bentz will hustle into second with his 3rd hit of the game. An RBI double to left, and Illinois Tech gets those 2 runs back. It's 11-4. You love seeing production up and down the lineup here, Eric. It's not just Gutsfeld and Paxton. They're getting production up and down the lineup. Jonah Wilkes, 3 hits today. Phillip Bentz, 3 hits today. Matt Bovee has reached base 3 times.
Yeah, it's spreading the wealth is a good early season sign for this team.
This is Jack Finch. Came in as a defensive replacement in the 7th inning. Finch, the freshman from my neck of the woods, Lexington, Massachusetts.
All right.
A little bit more west than where I was from, but still Massachusetts. So he's officially my favorite Scarlet Hawk. He's got a 1-0 count here on him. This is his first collegiate at bat. He's up 2-0. Yeah, really impressive at bats from Phillip Bentz here. Doesn't look uncomfortable or overmatched at all behind the plate. Up there hacking away. 2 singles and a double and a big cut by Finch there. Comes up empty on the 2-0 count, 2-1. Mason Kim started at 30, went 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. Carson Verba pinch hit in the 6th. He grounded out, and now Jack Finch is the 3rd man to hit in this number 6 spot. 2-1, another swing and a miss, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Tech's got 2 in here in the 8th. They're up 11-4. Pitch from Wolf. That's going to be right there, called strike 3. So Finch goes down looking, but RBIs from Jonah Wilkes and Phillip Bentz has given Illinois Tech that 7-run lead back. It's 11-4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Third pitcher of the day in game 2 here for Illinois Tech is the righty John Gorey. Last year, John pitched 12 times. It was a 1-1. Gave up 13 earned runs in 12 1/3 innings. 14 strikeouts, 13 walks. So see if he can keep that ball in the strike zone here in the 8th with a 7-run lead. First pitch fastball right in for a strike to Aiden Parkins, 0-1. So Trojanowski, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out 3. Grooved one to Raul Guillermo, and Guillermo hit it about 400 feet.
Yeah.
But when you got a 7-run lead, you can do that.
Yeah, it's like you talked about. Just throw strikes. Don't walk people, and if they hit, they hit.
Right, and I think ultimately that's a good outing from Trojanowski,
Yeah.
even with the home run. You get your work in, you get the 2 innings in. You don't worry so much about the results as you do,
right?
You know, did you keep the ball over the plate? And he did that. He didn't walk anybody in his 2 innings and did what was asked of him and Now turns it over to Gorey here for the 8th. 1-2 fastball lunged at, fouled off by Parkins, who last time up hit a line drive right at Matt Bovey with the bases loaded and 1 out. Bovey flipped it to Fryer at short to end the inning. The second double play turned by the combination of Matt Bovey and Jack Fryer today. 1-2 spiked, 2-2.
So I like how Bent's I mean, there's nobody on base, but Bent's is blocking as if there was.
Mm-hmm.
You like to see that.
A good start for the freshman Carson Weiss. 5 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. In line to pick up a win in his first collegiate start. That's popped up to shallow right. Timmy Old racing in, and he'll make the catch. Loses the hat, makes the catch. Parkins now 0 for 4, 0 for 7 in the doubleheader. Now Jacob Blunk, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a couple of strikeouts.
And Illinois Tech Athletics would like to thank Wheaton College for allowing Illinois Tech and Monmouth to play here at Lee Fund Stadium this Sunday after the games down in Bloomington were scratched. Get to get 2 of the 4 games in this weekend, and so we appreciate Wheaton College for their flexibility.
You know I appreciate it.
Well, I know you do. This is your backyard.
I'm about 5 minutes from this ballpark, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Certainly beats driving down to Bloomington for me. That is for darn sure.
Yeah.
I'll be home before my body thaws out.
Yeah.
It's 1-1. Scoreboard says 2-0, but it is 1-1. Now it's 2-1.
Yeah. And Aaron, want to thank you for getting our season started, and we'll have you for several Illinois Tech baseball games and volleyball coming up,
Yeah,
too.
I'm looking forward to that. I really got the volleyball bug this year doing Chicago State women's volleyball in the fall. I really got the bug for it then, and I am certainly looking forward to that next weekend. And as always, as I get ready for the Chicago Dogs season, I love not using this as my spring training, but this allowing me to get ready for my 100-game schedule that starts in May. So happy to be here, happy to do it.
Aaron is the play-by-play announcer for the Chicago Dogs, so we have a professional broadcaster with us. All our broadcasters are professional.
Seasoned.
I wouldn't say seasoned. Yes, seasoned is the word. Yes. Thank you, Ruben Medina.
The 3-2 here is fouled straight back. Yeah, I mean, I've been calling Illinois Tech baseball since before you were here.
Yeah.
When Illinois Tech was working with the Illinois Media School, and I think my very first broadcast with the Illinois Media School when I was in school to do this for a living was an Illinois Tech baseball game. So fastball thrown past Blanc, first strikeout for Gorey, 2 away here in the 8th inning, and I think that's going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
I started back more than that. I started back in 2018. So yeah, I mean, we're going on 6 or 7 years where I've been calling Illinois Tech games, and obviously more so since you've been in the mix, as you and I have a relationship, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. You get invested in it. I had somebody was talking to me the other day about how I'm a big Chicago Dogs fan, and I was thinking about that after the conversation was over, and I said I don't necessarily think it's not that I'm a fan. It's just that I've been involved in it for so long that I'm invested. Like, I want to see the Illinois Tech baseball team succeed because I've just been a part of it for, I've been calling games since Michael Paxton was a freshman.
Right.
So you see these players and you want to see them succeed. The 0-2 breaking ball stays up 1-2. Big smile on the face of John Gorey over there on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I started calling Illinois Tech games in 2015, also through the Illinois Media School before I was hired on as the sports information director in September 21. Chris Rouse, our other broadcaster, is also in Illinois Media School product, so I'm proud of the schooling that we went through and the opportunities we were given to do games like these.
Yep. So it's a lot of fun. It's chilly and,
Yes.
and I'm cold, but but I'm having fun. I'm getting paid to watch baseball as that ball is turned and smacked out to left field. But over there is the left fielder Minami, and he makes the catch right in front of the wall. So a 1-2-3-8 for John Gorey. We go to the ninth. Illinois Tech is up a touchdown. We're back here in the top of the ninth. So Owen Wolf's day is done after 3. Gave a couple of runs, but looked pretty good for Monmouth, and he'll turn it over here in the ninth to the 6-foot senior out of Fairview, Illinois, Wesley Frame. He'll be the 4th pitcher of the game for Alan Batorn, the 10th year Monmouth manager. And he'll face 7, 8, 9 here for Illinois Tech in the ninth. Timmy Old, Matt Bovey, and Josh Minami are the 3 scheduled hitters. This is Timmy Old. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2 on Old.
I can still see my breath, Aaron.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better, Eric.
Okay.
It's going to be that way.
It would warm up 10, 15 degrees?
No, it's going to be that way until tomorrow.
Okay.
The difficult thing is going to be tearing all this equipment down with fingers that are numb.
Yeah, with equipment that's cold.
Yeah.
The board will be cold. The laptops will be cold. Everything's cold.
Everything's
I'm cold. You're cold.
Yeah, we're all cold.
All right.
But Illinois Tech, the offense, hot.
Yes.
11 runs today.
I like how you worked that in.
Yes.
Yeah. So what makes you a pro, Aaron.
That's what makes me a seasoned broadcaster. 1-2 to Timmy Old. Seasoned, folks, is just another word for old, which is fine, yes. Old swings and misses at the bendy breaking pitch from Frame, 1 away. Yeah, we were talking about the Illinois Media School. You and I are unique in that we both started this path later in our lives, right? Like I'm in my late 40s.
Yep.
You're older than that. I'll just leave it there.
Appreciate that,
yes,
Clark.
Yes, but, you know, I mean, we didn't start this in our early 20s or, you know, in our teens or whatever. So, you know, when we say seasoned, we just mean old is what we mean. But it is fun. It's, you know, I mean, again, I don't mind that I'm standing here in the cold. I'm getting paid to watch baseball. There are worse ways to spend my night, man.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Bovee. Matt's 0 for 2 today. He's been on base 3 times.
Yeah.
Single, a walk, and reached on an error. He scored a couple of times.
I mean, and again, that school got me this job, and this is my favorite job I've ever had. And I'm a seasoned
You're a
employee.
seasoned worker.
Yes.
I feel that, yeah. The 1-0 to Bovee.
Ooh.
That got him, I
did
think,
hit him.
yep. So Bovey's
Okay.
going to reach 4 times today. He's reached 4 of the 7 ways you can reach first base in this one game. A single, a walk, an error, and a hit by pitch. He hasn't reached on catcher's interference.
And we got pinch hitter. Gotcha.
Looks like Luke Yaknin will get his first at bat of the year. He scored the winning run in game 1 as a pinch runner. So 1 out, 1 on here in the 9th for Yaknin. Luke, the sophomore from Riverside. Pinch ran in the 9th of game 1, stole second base, and then scored on the bloop hit by Jonah Wilkes. This one's been a little bit more comfortable, I would say, for
Yes.
Illinois Tech, Eric. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead after 2. Scored 4 in the 4th inning, and have just sort of been on cruise control since then. It's been a good doubleheader today for the Scarlet Hawks. You know the non-conference schedule isn't obviously as important as that conference schedule, but wins are wins, right?
Yeah.
You want to pile up those wins so that you can build confidence going in to that conference schedule. And starting 2-0 certainly beats starting 0-2. Back into first is Bovee.
And you got a lot of players made appearances in this ball game, getting their first at-bats of the season, the first career at-bats.
Yep. You didn't have to use a lot of pitchers today, which
No.
as there's a high looping breaking ball. And again, the ball's thrown into center field. Bovee will take third on the E2. So it's Bovee's second stolen base of the game. And then the E2 will allow him to go to third. So not a lot of pitchers used in this doubleheader, just 2 in the first game and so far just 3 here in the second game. But I'm sure Ed is probably okay with that. You don't want to put
Yes.
too many You don't want to put too many miles on those arms prior to conference schedule. You want those guys to get some work, but you don't want to overwork them in the early part of the season. 1-2 to Yaknin, blocked there nicely by Almager. 2-2. And Tyler Gutzfeld, unless something weird happens here with a runner at third and 1 out, will get another opportunity to try to pick up another RBI. He's got 4 today, 6 in the doubleheader. The 2-2. Up and in on Luke, 3-2. Infield is in for Monmouth, about halfway. They're all even with the bag around the infield. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Luke Yaknin. That's in the dirt, ball 4. So he'll go down to first. First walk issued by Frame, and that will bring up Tyler Gutzfeld with 2 on and 1 out. Tyler 1 for 4 here in game 2. That one, however, was a big one. A 3-run homer to right center field. Get a 2-run homer in the 9th inning of game 1 to tie it. Chance for Gutzfeld to put up just ridiculous doubleheader numbers here. He's got 6 RBI. He's got 2 on right now. Runner takes off. And that's what Luke will give you, Eric. He stole 6 bases a year ago, mostly as a pinch runner, and he's had a 1 pinch hitting opportunity so far this year. He's drawn a walk. He's already stolen 2 bases.
Yeah.
Speedy outfielder, now 2 in scoring position for Gutzfeld. 2-0. Michael Paxson in the on-deck circle, and Michael Paxson has gotten a little untracked here lately as well. His last couple of at-bats, 2 hits. Scarlet Hawks looking to put the exclamation point on this doubleheader right here. 2 on, 1 out, a 2-0 count to Gutzfeld. Fouled back, 2-1. I'm looking at my scorebook here, and I write start time and the start date and everything else, and one of the lines is the weather, and I put 36 and sunny. And I'm looking at that right now going, man, I wish it was 36 and sunny.
I'll take any of that.
I'll take 36 and sunny right now.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, we're coming up on 3 hours in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and about 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
Down and in, 3-1. And it's been a fun day of baseball. I mean, I got here at about 11:30 today. Game 1 started at a little after 1. That was a fun first game for sure. Game 2 has been fun if you're a Scarlet Hawks fan.
Right.
3 balls, 1 strike to Tyler Gutzfeld. That'll be in for a strike, 3-2.
All right.
Breaking pitch caught the inside corner. 3-2 now on Tyler. Frame. Kicks and deals. Chopped in front of the plate.
Oh.
Frame will play it. Gutzfeld's going to beat that out. He's going to have himself another RBI. It's thrown down the right field line. That'll allow the second run to score. That takes a weird bounce off the wall. And into second base goes Gutzfeld. So he's going to get an RBI for that, Eric. He'll pick up 1 RBI. In to score is Bovee. Over to third goes Yachtin. Yachtin will score on the E1. And then Gutzfeld will go down to second on the E1. So that's the 5th error of the game for Monmouth. And for Tyler Gutzfeld, this has been a 7 RBI day. 2 in game 1, 5 so far here in game 2. And it's 13-4. Michael Paxson now swings the first pitch. Foul tips it into the mitts of Almaguer, 0-1. So Gutzfeld drove in his first 5 runs today, Eric, on 2 mammoth home runs. His last 2 RBIs, an RBI ground out to the first baseman and a dribbler in front of home plate.
That's right.
They don't ask how, they ask how many. And so far for Tyler, it's been 7 in 2 games. When he keeps that up, he's going to drive in 170 runs this year or something. How many games how many games we play on the course? 30-something, 35?
Yep.
Popped foul by Paxson. And it's a sustainable rate, 3.5 RBI a game.
Sure.
1-2 here on Illinois Tech's first baseman. Michael Paxson's 2 for 4 today. He's been on base 3 times here in game 2. The 1-2. Breaking ball away, 2-2. Thirteen to 4. Illinois Tech 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the eighth, 2 in the ninth. Inside 3-2. Jack Fryer due up next. Frame trying to get through this ninth. The 3-2. And it hits him. That's got to hurt, man. In this temperature, that has to sting.
Not what he wanted to do, obviously, but it stings nonetheless.
Paxson's been hit by 2 pitches so far in 2 games. He's been on base now 5 times in the 2 games. He's down at first base, so there's 2 on now with 2 outs for Jack Fryer. Jack 1 for 4 here in game 2. He was 1 for 4 in game 1. A couple extra base hits, a double here in game 2. Double in game 2. He had a triple in game 1, and he's got an RBI opportunity here with Gutzfeld at second, Paxson at first.
Plus E.
Eric to my right, multitasking. That's what that was. Trying to keep score in the dark.
Yeah.
With 1 ball, no strikes. Inside, almost gets Fryer. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the ninth. Excuse me, 1 out here in the ninth. Timmy Old led off the inning with a strikeout. Matt Bovee was hit by a pitch. Luke Yocknen walked. Tyler Gutzfeld had an RBI. And then Michael Paxson was hit by a pitch. So 3-0 here on Fryer. Fastball in for a strike, 3-1. Tanner Jenkins in the on-deck circle. He pinch ran for Jonah Wilkes in the 8th. You may get a chance to hit here in the 9th. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball high, but called a strike, 3-2. Two on, one out. Gutzfeld at second, Paxton at first. Downstairs, ball 4. Good at bat by Fryer, draws a walk. Bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning issued by Frame. Gutzfeld to third. Paxton moves up to second. And the bases are loaded for Tanner Jenkins. First pitch up and in. Ball 1. Jenkins 1 for 5 last year at the plate. Scored 4 runs, though. Utilized as a pinch runner. Was 4 for 4 in stolen bases. Getting his first at bat here today. The 1-0. Check swing, fouled off.
Excuse me swing, as they say.
Jenkins, the sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Bet it's a lot warmer down in Fort Lauderdale right now.
You might be right on that, Aaron. I think you are.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
1-1 to Jenkins. Checks his swing again, and they're going to say he went around 1-2. Philip Bentz in the on-deck circle. He's had himself a game. 3 for 5 in his collegiate debut with a couple of singles and a double. 1-2 now to Jenkins. Jenkins will go down on strikes, swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Frame. And that will bring up Philip Bentz.
It's so cold, Aaron. I was trying to move the cursor.
That will not be Philip Bentz. That is Tom Kramer.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. Finish your thought.
I was going to say. We'll get that updated there.
So Tom Kramer pinch hitting in the 9th. First pitch is a ball. Kramer, the sophomore, to St. Charles, Missouri. Was 2 for 11 last year.
What number is he?
32.
All right.
He's up in the count here, 1-0. In for a strike. One of his 2 hits last year, a double. Looking for his first collegiate RBI.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's so cold. I tried moving the cursor from this laptop over here to change the score bug. So
your mind is a little,
yes,
a little
frozen.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yes.
I got 3 layers on my head, so my head's not bad. It's just the rest of my body.
Yeah, I don't think it matters how many layers are on my head. It'll happen.
Yes. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Kramer.
I'm seasoned.
Seasoned, yes. The 1-2 called strike 3, a little bit outside, but called strike 3 by the home plate umpire. And these 2 seasoned broadcasters are going to take a break here as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Illinois Tech is up 9. Couple of broadcaster sickles up here in the booth at Lee Fun Stadium. Ninth inning, game 2 of a doubleheader on March 2nd. What else would we expect? John Gorey back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Luke Yaknin stays in the game out in left. Tom Kramer behind home plate. And Gorey will face Aiden Scott, leading things off here in the 9th inning.
I think it's number 6. Is it number 6?
It is number 6. That's Hunter Wheats pinch hitting. Make that note. Fastball in for a strike. You know what threw me? Said Aiden Scott is the shortstop, and in my scorebook, I put Aiden Scott -6 because 6 is the shortstop position.
That is correct.
So I saw the 6 on the jersey and just went, oh, yeah, it's the shortstop.
Yeah, because
doesn't work that way. That's how it used to work. Well, actually, it used to work. The numbers were where they batted in the batting order. So if you wore number 1, you were a leadoff man. It was 1 and 2.
Well, if you were John or Michael Paxson, you're going to wait a long time to get a bat. Yeah.
1 and 2 here on Wheats. Gorey kicks and deals. Fouled straight back. Wheat, the freshman from Athens, Illinois. Making his collegiate debut right here. And a 1-2 hole. Gorey's ready, and he fires. Breaking ball stays up, 2 and 2.
That one just kind of got away from John there.
John can cut those walks in half with his stuff. He can be a pretty effective pitcher. Struck out more than a batter an inning last year. Walked almost a batter an inning, though. 2-2, and he just throws the fastball right past him. Second strikeout for Gorey. Two strikeouts for Gorey, 1 away here in the 9th. Now Daniel Lummis. We're going to the pen here with 1 out in the 9th inning.
Is he injured or?
He's smiling. I don't think so.
Yeah.
He taps Ed Ziefert on the head, points to the dugout or points to the bullpen. So good outing for John Gorey. An inning and a third, strikes out a pair. We're going to have one more relief pitcher here coming on with 1 out in the 9th. One out here in the 9th inning, and Ed Ziefert will go to his bullpen one more time. It'll be the freshman, 6'3", 233 pounds out of Cicero, Gabriel Kotwasinski will make his debut here for Illinois Tech with 1 out in the 9th inning. So good outing for John Gorey, an inning and a third, 2 strikeouts, 3 really good relief appearances for the Scarlet Hawks in these 2 games, Eric.
And a factoid for Kotwasinski.
I love factoids.
He was scheduled to be number 50.
Okay.
One of the 50 jerseys was MIA, so you have a home and a road jersey. So he changed to 36 a couple days ago.
All right. Does he want to go back to 50
well,
if given the opportunity?
Yeah,
okay.
I think he'd like to, but
you're gonna have to find him a
not
50
this
jersey.
season,
Oh, not this season.
No.
All right. Well, he's
Maybe
36
next
this year.
Yeah. Who knows if he has a good first year?
Maybe he'll
keep
stick
the
with it.
36, yeah.
These baseball players, man, athletes are superstitious.
Very much so.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Lummis, who is 1 for 4 today. Missing away, 2-1.
Overall, this will be a good day for Illinois Tech baseball to start the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Finish this one strong. Walk out of here with a 5-4 walk-off win and a relatively easy 13-4 victory.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Breaking ball. Ooh, nasty breaking pitch. Stayed just low, though. Count goes full. Next games for Illinois Tech next Saturday, correct?
Next Saturday,
Elmhurst?
Elmhurst and Kalamazoo. It's like a tri-match 2 days in a row. They got him.
Well, there's a good start for the young right-hander Kotwasinski as he strikes out the first batter he faced. Continue. Tri-match. Kalamazoo and Elmhurst.
Elmhurst and Kalamazoo on Saturday, Elmhurst and Kalamazoo on Sunday, and then Elmhurst and Kalamazoo play each other in between. We got a pinch hitter. Thank you, sir.
That's Reed Stufflebeam.
That's the one you wanted.
That is one of the best names I've seen in a while. He's going to get an opportunity to hit here in Game 2 with 2 outs in the 9th inning. So 3 games next weekend then.
Well,
4
games, 4 games total, right.
Right, 2 against Elmhurst, 2 against Kalamazoo.
Right, so each team will get 2 games out of it.
Got it, okay. And those are at home, or where are those?
Bloomington.
Those are down in Bloomington as well.
Tentatively scheduled for Bloomington.
Might be here.
It might be right back at it here. We don't know if Wheaton College is playing here or someone else, but we'll to be determined.
Stufflebeam takes the 2-0 pitch in for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, there's more weather expected. Central Illinois, and it's the rain ahead of the doubleheader that'll affect the outfield at Illinois Wesleyan.
Shocker, rain in early spring in Chicago as Stufflebeam pops it up on the infield. Bovee is there, makes the catch. And that is a fantastic start to the 2025 season for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. They win Game 1 in dramatic fashion, a 5-4 walk-off win. They win Game 2, 13-4. Carson Weiss, the freshman in his collegiate debut, will pick up the victory, going 5 innings, striking out 4, giving up just 1 earned run. Phil Trojanowski, John Gorey, Gabriel Kotwasinski come in and close the door for the Final 4. And Illinois Tech is 2-0 after 1 day in the 2025 season. This was a fun day here at Leaf Fund Stadium in Wheaton. Illinois Tech 2-0, and we'll talk to you again next Saturday for a tri-meet against Kalamazoo and Elmhurst. Have a great week, everybody.